Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's the house!
Did you hear what I said?
Huh?
Did you hear what I said?
It's the house!
I'm tired of it, not 10 down, 15.
What's going on, Freakazoids? Hey, I forgot to share the screen over here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, cool. Alright, how's it going? Hello, Linda Howe, Lesson Linda Molden Howe, the cattle mutilations and crop circles, Alley Cake, Wild Bill Wassman, Lisa Valenzuela, Patricia, Sandy Shirley, Missy Six, Baz B, huh? Albany, Saratoga, something or other. Wisconsin Cat Mom. Oh, and Monique Edmonds. Alright, cool. Look at that, 72 months. I think Linda Howe, what is that? That's 6 years, right? That's crazy. That's it right there. I think she holds the record. 6 years. Man, that's 2019. Maybe December 2019, something like that. Let's see. 20, 21, 22, 23. Yep. Thank you. Alright, right out of the gate, this has nothing to do with true crime whatsoever, but I thought it was so interesting that I thought I'd read it from the Idaho Statesman. Just part of it anyways. An Idaho man who died of rabies passed the virus to another man through a kidney transplant, marking the fourth known instance in the country in nearly a half-century where rabies was transmitted from an organ donor to a recipient. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported Thursday, December 4th, that the Idaho man was in an outbuilding on his rural property in October of 2024 when he was approached by a skunk behaving aggressively. He figured it was because it was holding a kitten. He was holding a kitten. You know, he was holding a kitten in his hand. He thought that's what it was about, according to the report, which does not identify the man or where he resided. He fought off the skunk, rendering it unconscious, and walked away with a scratch on his skin that bled, but he didn't think he'd been bitten, the report said. Weeks later, the man started experiencing hallucinations. He also had a stiff neck, confusion, and difficulty swallowing and walking. 2 days after his symptoms appeared, he was found unresponsive at home. He was resuscitated and taken to a hospital, but he never regained consciousness. After 5 days in a hospital, he was declared brain dead. I mean, didn't these people realize that he died from rabies? But anyways, he was declared brain dead and removed from life support. His kidney, heart, lungs, and both corneas were recovered for donation. His kidney went to a man from Michigan who received the transplant at a hospital in Ohio. 5 weeks later, the man started experiencing tremors, confusion, urinary incontinence, and weakness in his legs. He was hospitalized with a fever, difficulty swallowing, and an extreme fear of water. Let's see. Clinicians suspected he had rabies, and several samples were sent to the CDC for testing. After a week at the hospital, the Michigan man died. Local police health officials interviewed his family, who reported that he had not been exposed to any animals, but the testing showed evidence of rabies in saliva, skin, and brain tissue. That's when the CDC, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, and an Idaho Public Health District began investigating the donor as the source. I mean, didn't they think that didn't they check? Anyways, that's pretty crazy. I mean, that's absolutely nuts, you know. I mean, imagine you're at that, you know, there's got to be a lawsuit in this one. I would think, because there's no way in hell. I mean, what about the heart and the other organs? Were they already given to somebody too, and they just got lucky, or what? Like, what happened there? Anyways, I thought that was interesting. But hey, guys, we're already starting off the show at 000. I'm always hoping there's a show where we don't just start off at 00 for, you know, for a long time. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. Thank you. All right, we also have this Luigi Mangione body camera footage. It's all out there. This one was on CBS. It's quiet. This is when they confront him in the McDonald's. Well, thank you, Wild Bill Wassman. Pretend I'm a conspiracy theorist channel and help support it. I think I would break a record today if that's what we were. All right, so here comes the guy into the office. Here we go. Kind of loud.
Yes, sir. There you go. Can you put your mask down real quick for me? Yeah, sure. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
You know what's weird about that picture? He doesn't look. That hat totally changes your overall perception of what he looks like. It's weird.
What's your name? What?
Because his face doesn't look like that. I mean, it doesn't. That's not. It doesn't ring a bell when you look at the full shot of his face with the dark hair and bushy eyebrows, etc.
What is it? Mark? Mark? Yes, sir. Mark what? Sorry.
He had a quick name there, but then he had an ID.
Sorry. Someone called. They thought you were suspicious. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have your ID on you? Yeah, yes, sir. Thanks.
So the ID, I think there was an ID that had a different name on it, right? Right. You don't support conspiracies, but let's have a show where I don't have to ask 1,700 times tonight. You know, that'd be great.
Probably should look like someone. Feel free to.
I kind of slowed it down there, but there was never a shot that was. Well, I guess we could. Did I still have that? I think I got rid of it. But there was never a shot in there that was clear enough that you could actually read the name on the card.
26, 27, 29 out of New Jersey.
That was funny. It looked like that guy was carrying in a cross. Look at that again. Look at this over here. You see that? Can you guys see that? Look how weird that is. It looks like he's holding a cross. I was like, what the hell's he doing? Isn't that weird? Just how an optical illusion. He's got a straw in front of holding a Coke, and the lid and the straw made a cross. Isn't that wild?
Romeo.
But a conspiracy theorist would have just done a freeze frame right there and showed you that. Oh my God, that must be a vampire.
6807 52100 07982. Should come back to a Mark Rosiano.
Yeah, look at that again. Watch. Look at it. He's got a cross on in his hand. Look at it right there. See? He's holding a cross, but it's just a Coke and a straw.
Romeo.
There you go.
6807.
All right, anyways, that's all there was. Nothing really earth-shattering there. He just gave out a different name, etc. Let's see. There wasn't anybody just coming in. It's the same number. We're not even at 100 people again. It's just the way it is these days. All right, so we did those two. So I guess now we're just going to try to figure out. Okay, I did hear, I got word today that the prosecutor replied to somebody who asked the question. Hey, all right, look at that, 61 months. But hey, guys, my channel relies on the generosity of the people watching to survive, since there is no ad revenue on the live streams, and my videos don't do well at all currently. Today's video, it's got 4,000 views, so it's better than 700. But it's not bad. But I need your guys' support when we do these shows. All right, thank you. You love the title of what? Yeah, so anyways, the car, that's not his car. Yeah, it turns out the prosecutor responded to somebody, they have a direct line to the prosecutor, and they said that the vehicle at 2:44 in the morning is not Kohberger's vehicle. That's why they were not using it at trial. So it doesn't affect anything. It was just like, oh, wow, I have it in my timeline video because that was mentioned in the probable cause, and it was delivered as one of the items asked for, and there it is. And it turns out that vehicle is not. So that means my theory that I was so happy about turns out didn't happen. Like the vehicle didn't come through this intersection and then drive around, although it made complete sense, and then came out here. I actually timed it from here, driving down there, and then right over to Floyd's cannabis shop over here, and took me exactly 8 minutes. And so it was like, oh, made absolute sense. But apparently, now here's the thing. Now I'm wondering about Floyd's. I'm wondering about Floyd's cannabis shop. Now it's possible he did come out that same, little right here maybe. I don't think he went out there. But like here's the apartment complex. So let's say he drove out and then he headed out this direction, and then he cuts down and he gets onto this road, and then that takes you right down to the highway again, and you avoid all kinds of cameras. Now that's just down the road from that other entrance right there. But that would make some sense that he would. Look how simple that is too. It's just straight across and then down to the highway with very little chance of surveillance footage. Yeah, there are people under my comments. They're clueless people. Like for some reason they don't even seem to understand. So what? I don't understand. Let's see. Yeah, there's people in there. They just keep saying stuff like, "How Gray? That's not even his car. How come?" I go, I know. I made a whole video on it. I actually took the time to investigate it myself. And yeah, but you said so what? I don't know what so what means. Is what I'm asking. I don't know what so what means. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what the title says. So what? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look. I'm confused. It wasn't his car. And then it says, so what route did... It says, so what route take? There's more to the sentence. It wasn't his car. I wish I did write that, though. Maybe I should. Let me go fix that. I like that. I like that title. But you just came up with. Let's see. It wasn't his car. So what? Hey, there we go. All right, man. It didn't say that. It said that. I said, so what route did he actually take, man? Yeah, it's okay. That's pretty funny. I actually just changed it to match what Chris said. I think that's better. that's like, it's more provocative, you know? Like, so what? But you guys, we're still just trugging along. What's going on? You know? We're currently at 1 channel membership, and that's it. It's hard to reach the goal when it's like that. Yeah, look at that. Marine Co. Marine Co's been around forever. I think it's 5 years. Probably even longer than that. And Megazoid. Marine Co. Yeah, this Scream thing these people keep talking about. Listen, you guys. How is the Scream inside of... Even if it... I mean, here's the thing, is like... Even if it came from 1122 King Road, it's irrelevant. You understand that? It doesn't even... It doesn't work there because that's kind of like the time frame where... I mean, you know, there's a DoorDash delivery at 4 o'clock in the morning. Xanap gets the DoorDash. The bag makes it into the kitchen, etc. But it wasn't. It was actually so loud, it came from the 1112 King Road. And it's just people partying. I mean, if you actually recorded any kind of a party where people are drinking, people are screaming all the time. Like, girls are like, ah, did you see it? And it's like, it's just... It's ridiculous, you guys. These people are just looking for some way to make it mean something. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Man, this is going to be a tough one. Hey, Richard Watts. Yeah, but I guess before we get to... I guess I've already started talking about Koberger, but I did want to do an update on... get the updates out of the way. So you remember, you know, the case of Rebecca Park with the baby that was, like, removed from the body. We actually have the affidavit... the probable cause for... It's only 2 pages long from... This is Kimberly, you know, the sister of the person who was killed. So this one actually sort of implicates Fowler, you know, the boyfriend. I mean, it just gets so ludicrous, this whole thing. All right, so let me read this one next. And I think it also proved that we had the correct location for where the body was found in that one. Thanks, Richard Watts. So it says, affiant duly sworn police officer with the Wexford County Sheriff's Office attests to the following facts based on personal investigation, or is swearing to the facts present, blah, 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 blah. On Tuesday, November 4th at 12:44 Kimberly Sue Park, white female, reported her 22-year-old sister, Rebecca K. Park, had not been seen since the prior evening. Kimberly identified that Rebecca was last known to be with Courtney, her mother, Bartholomew, and that was at their house in Boone Township of Wexford County. Courtney Bartholomew is the biological mother to Rebecca and Kimberly Park. At the time of the report, Rebecca Park was 38 weeks pregnant and living with her boyfriend, Richard Lee Fowler. So Rebecca was living with Richard Fowler. She's 38 weeks pregnant. Kimberly Park. So now there's another angle here where, Kimberly, well, you'll see here in a second. Kimberly Park provided the sheriff's office, and it's one that we already talked about too, with a cellular telephone that was identified as the one that Rebecca had been using at the time of her disappearance. Kimberly Park was communicating information to Lieutenant Chris Pisker throughout the investigation. On Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, Kimberly Park made a statement on a social media live broadcast that she was aware of information that Courtney Bartholomew and her husband, Brad Bartholomew, had something to do with Rebecca Park's disappearance. Lieutenant Pisker interviewed Kimberly Park on the same date, and she reported that Courtney and Brad had struck Rebecca Park in the head to cause her to have a seizure, and when they were unable to revive Park from the seizure, Brad contacted a friend who came and picked up Rebecca. I mean, it's just so different. We already have it where Courtney and Brad are accusing each other of actually doing the killing. So I'm not really sure what the deal is here with, it almost feels like this Fowler guy is trying to impress Kimberly, and he's going to make it seem like he did this. But hey guys, is there any chance you guys could please help support the channel tonight? I would really appreciate it. Makes all the difference in the world. Let's see, Pisker interviewed, hey, thanks so much there, Stephen Connerly. Pisker interviewed Kimberly Park at the same date, and she reported that Courtney and Brad had struck Rebecca Park in the head to cause her to have a seizure, and so that sort of does implicate them. Brad contacted a friend who came and picked up Rebecca Park's body and took it away. Well, that's not really how. Well, these are things that she told the officer during this time frame. Hey, thanks, Chris Stew. During another interview with Kimberly Park on Monday, November 24th, 2025, Park told Sergeant Alicia Baxter that she was and has been in a romantic relationship with Richard Fowler. Okay, so now we have Kimberly was dating. Listen how crazy this is. Kimberly was dating Richard Fowler. The person who got killed, who was pregnant and the baby removed, was Rebecca Park, who also was obviously dating Fowler. And then, if you remember, Courtney dated Fowler too. So we have the mother dated this guy who dated two of her daughters and currently was seeing Kimberly. So now you could make an argument that that Fowler would want to kill Rebecca but keep the baby and then have him and Kimberly raise the baby. But then how does that bring in the parents? Why would Brad or Courtney want to do anything? You see? Like, how does that even work? Doesn't make sense. Oh, there it is. Now this is nuts. And then it says Kimberly Park identified that her relationship with Fowler was complicated by his relationship or her sister. That says, on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, a body of a deceased woman was found off the Federal Forest Service Road 9784, which is in a straight line approximately 2.5 miles west of Bartholomew's residence. A tattoo above the left eye of the deceased person was consistent with a tattoo above the same eye of Rebecca Park. Park had sharp force trauma wounds to her neck, and her abdomen had been cut open. Sergeant Jamie Voss and Sergeant Olivia Wetson met with Kimberly Park at her residence in Herring Township on November 25th, 2025, for a non-custodial interview based on the discovery of the body. During the interview, Kimberly Park discussed the relationship details between herself and Richard Fowler, so this is the sister. Park made a statement that Fowler had told her that Rebecca had been taken care of. So listen to this. Kimberly is now saying that Richard said, hey, Rebecca has been taken care of. So Kimberly is talking to Fowler, the boyfriend, and he's saying, basically, like he killed her, right? Park went on to say that Fowler had told her to lie to the Lieutenant Pixer and said that Courtney and Brad Bartholomew hit Rebecca over the head and knocked her out, and they drove her and dumped her body. Kimberly Park was arrested for lying to police and obstructing the investigation at approximately 7-Eleven by Sergeant Voss. But anyways, that one street that road that they mentioned, like here's this house, and then you go over here and there's this, it doesn't say the same. Let me show you what it looks like on a map though. I found that county road. It's like right there. Takes a minute to load up, I guess. I don't know. There it is. Yeah, so when I'm looking at that, and you sort of, I think that lake that's mentioned on there is just right over, well, hold on a second. It's actually up here, the lake. So let me show you that map that I was looking at. Hey, thanks, Maureen Co. That wasn't what I was looking for. The hell is that? Yeah, right here. So see the shape of this line right here? That's Forest Road 9784. That matches right here. See this? And even the highway and everything works. So it's right here. See that? Can you see how? And then it, this part, and then it goes like that, sharp. That's what that is, and it kind of goes in like this. So that means it's right here. Then you follow that down, and then if you look at it closely, it's actually, that's not the name. It's North 17 Road. Doesn't have the same name that they said. But then this is North 17 Road, and this isn't that. So then you got to continue on that around, and look at that. Boom. It ends up right at the end of that road, which is 2.5 miles directly west of Courtney Bartholomew's house. So that means that this location right here is right where the body was found, exactly where we were saying on the show. Can I get a boom? And this is what it looks like out there, I guess. That's not the same one, but I'm sure it looks similar. There it is right there. That's what it looks like. Very wooded area, just like that. I can't really zoom in on it, but I'm not sure why it doesn't have the same name, though. Okay, so we have that. And, oh yeah, let me skip back. Let's just finish this, and that'll be it. So it says, Park went on to say that Fowler had told her to lie to Lieutenant Pixer and say that Courtney and Brad Bartholomew hit Rebecca over the head. So that's a lie, that part of it. And knocked her out, and they drove her and dumped her body. Kimberly Park was arrested for lying to police and obstructing the investigation at approximately 7-Eleven by Sergeant Voss. Let's see, something Voss, that she wanted to talk to Lieutenant Pixar. Where does it say that? Park? Okay, there it is. Park told Sergeant Voss that she wanted to talk to Lieutenant Pixar. Pixar began a recorded interview with Kimberly Park on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025 at, it looks like the time is 8:26. Park was provided with a Miranda warning, which she waived prior to the commencement of the interview. Kimberly Park identified that on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, while she was at Richard Fowler's home, he told her that he killed Rebecca. I mean, now it's just, now it's like all over the, no wonder they have all these people arrested. And by the way, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think it's obvious that the two, because wouldn't one of the two parents, wouldn't Courtney or Brad have said, oh no, it was Fowler, he did it. None of them even mentioned the guy's name. He did nothing. I don't know if I believe that. But man, it gets totally confusing here now. He told her that he killed Rebecca Park and that he wanted to protect Kimberly by not sharing details with her. So I look at it like they got in a fight, so she goes, oh, screw you, I'm going to go tell them. Park identified that during a different conversation with Fowler, he had told her that something went wrong while trying to cut the baby out of Rebecca. She reported that Fowler told her that Austin Nolan had helped with Rebecca, so whoever that is. Park said that Fowler had also been encouraging her to mislead the investigation, and it was the reason she was sharing misleading information on the social media live broadcast. So she's saying that Fowler told her to put out misleading information. Park told Lieutenant Pisker that Fowler was becoming concerned about the investigation getting close to him, and that on Thursday or Friday before Saturday, November 22nd, 2025, Fowler assisted her with the creation of her accusation that she made to Lieutenant Pisker during the interview on that date. There appeared to be additional unsubstantiated knowledge that Park had about Rebecca. This included a statement about Rebecca possibly having been stored in an unknown location. Let's see. Dan Hackman arrested Richard Fowler for open murder on Rebecca Park based on the statement made by Kimberly Park. Wow. So now then there's three people arrested, because then it's Courtney accuses Brad, and then Brad accuses Courtney, and then all of a sudden this Fowler guy is accused by Kimberly, the daughter of Courtney, and the sister of the murdered victim, Rebecca. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is nuts. Pisker interviewed Austin Nolan. Okay, so there's an Austin Nolan here. Whetstone attempted to conduct an interview with Richard Fowler at the sheriff's office on Wednesday, November 26th, and he refused to cooperate without the assistance of an attorney. That's why there's no probable cause or anything. I don't know, it's weird. There isn't one. I haven't seen one for him. Pixar interviewed Austin Nolan on Wednesday, November 26, 2025. That's that random name. He denied involvement and was able to show cellular telephone records that did not place him in Wexford County area on November 3rd or 4th, 2025. Nolan cooperated with a consent search of his cellular device and later consent search of his black in color Chevrolet Malibu. Nolan did confirm that he had previously been in a romantic relationship with both Rebecca and Kimberly. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. You got to be kidding me. Man, okay. So Rebecca and Kimberly were both with Fowler. They were both with Nolan. And Rebecca and Kimberly's mother, Courtney, was also with Fowler. Nolan cooperated with consent search of his cellular device. Yeah. Wednesday, November 26, 2025, Sergeant Hackman began a follow-up interview with Kimberly Park and were more confrontational with her based on the outcome of the interview with Nolan. Park requested the assistance of an attorney, at which point the interview was terminated. Well, there you go. I mean, that's insane, you guys. Absolutely crazy. Alright. I can't. Yeah, YouTube changed all their... oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, we're having one of these massive lull nights where it's going to be really tough. We've already been on here for... I don't know, what? 40 minutes? 40 minutes now. We're currently at 1/9 of a nightly goal. So if, that means we're really struggling. So, like I said before, if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. See, on my channel, I try to bring in revenue because at the end of the month, if there's extra, I donate thousands of dollars to various true crime-related charities. There's a certain number where I need to survive as a channel. All right, so I'm just trying to keep things rolling along here. So if you have the ability to, that would be awesome. If you don't, hit the like button. All right, now we'll get back to Koberger. Forgot to do that one first. Yeah, 106 has everything, right? Yeah, so I guess that what it means, what we heard earlier, you know, this car right here is not the same. That's not Koberger's vehicle. This one. Right here. The one at 244, where it's in southeast Pullman, Washington, exactly when Koberger's phone is in the area. I'd like to know if there's certain... I mean, it is interesting that a vehicle... You know, I don't know how certain they are that this is his car here. I mean, there's a lot of white sedans out there. I think, you know, it's certain that the vehicle that is, you know, doing its loop around here is a white 2014 to 16 white Honda Elantra with missing front plate. Koberger's phone turned off, and his vehicle, you know, there's no pinging information that shows him in Moscow, but his phone turns on just south of Moscow, just 20 minutes after the murders, after he turns it back on. So it's kind of weird, like if this isn't his car, I don't know how great a shot you're going to get from... I mean, that's not too far away, I guess, but... Looks like for some reason, people took some shots here. So it'd be kind of like this, you know? But even a little bit further, because the cameras are right up, and there's one over here, and there's another one. And the vehicle in there, I think there's two cameras actually that they have on there. So you'd see it driving by. It's got the guardrail there. I mean, I guess when it drove by there, you get a better shot. And so let's just do, I guess we could try to figure out a couple ways if that is his vehicle. And you know what? It sort of explains a lot of the missing time. So before we knew about Floyd's Cannabis Shop and all the other stuff, I remember a long time ago, I came up with a theory that he drove down here and then kind of just drove across. I think it was called like Old Moscow Highway or Old Pullman Highway, something like that. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Old Moscow Road. So let's just say you go like this. And is that what this one is? Yep. And then I think it's right here too. So yeah, he could have got out down here somehow, you know. You'd think he'd be on surveillance somewhere. But he makes his way down to, this is where one of my, so he's down here, drives like this, and then comes in up here, and then goes right by that, yeah, I don't know. See, then it's, I have him coming in, my original theory was that he comes in down here on Palouse River Drive. So let's see where that ends up. You go around, and yeah, so there's the Busby town. So after, if you drove down like this, the main highway is over here. So if he already did, where's Kuykendall, or Kirkendall, I guess. Is that right there? That's Gimlin. There it is, Kirkendall Road. So he's driving down. What if he turned left on like Kirkendall here? And then I guess he'd have to, and then here's, you're right in Busby there. Turn left and take the first right. And then you're on Sand Road. I think that's the road, Sand Road. And then Sand Road follows all the way around like this. And then takes you right onto Palouse River Drive. And then think about it like this. He drives this direction, right through this intersection, then turns left, goes up here, and now you're on Indian Hills Drive. See, that was one that made sense a long time ago. But if you have to put in Floyd's Cannabis Shop, then that wouldn't be how he did it. We need somebody to do a challenge of some sort. This is, man, we're really struggling tonight. We're currently at $38.99. So it's about like 1/9 or 1/8. I mean, you guys have seen it up there, right? Just massive lull, hardly anybody's talking. We're man, I don't know what it is, man. I thought tonight's show was going to be really interesting, but nobody's chatting. There's little support, you know. It's just, it's unreal. Anyways, I thought that one made sense a long time ago, that route. And that would kill a lot of time. Because one of the things, when it was at 2:44 and then 3:26, it's like, well, where was he for 45 minutes when the drive is only 10 to 15 max? You know? So there's like 30 minutes of missing time. So it would make more sense if if this wasn't his car by Floyd's, then it makes even more sense. But then, you know, I think they kind of want to have one vehicle heading in to that area. Yeah, Wild Bill Wassman's giving it a shot.
Emoji. Come on, freaks, just $2.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's happening, but what makes tonight different than a different night? Now, if he ends up going, driving by, that is his car, let's say, then that other route that I was telling you about earlier, so he lived right here. So let's say he drives out like this, and comes out Garden Avenue, takes a right, and then a left on Northeast Merman Drive. And then he comes up and then he takes that first right onto Terra View Drive. And now he's way over here. See, if you look at that, he could just drive around like this. Keep going down. And then it puts him out right on the highway and probably avoided being spotted on any cameras at all. And by the time they would have thought of that route, you know, probably written over on various cameras. Yeah, I'm going to be getting Floyd's. I have a whole bunch of more stuff that I've ordered too, but that should be coming pretty soon, I think. Did you guys see Wild Bill Wassman up there? Let's not leave him hanging, you guys. So it comes around, gets down on the Highway 270, heads this direction, and then passes Kate's Cup of Joe. And then maybe, I don't know, but see, the problem is he was down here. Remember how they said his phone pinged in southeast Pullman at right around like 240 something? I'm looking for a file. It's not there. Hey, thanks, Martin. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, boy. It's crazy. It was called Full. I don't know. I don't know where it went. I'm gonna have to spend a minute looking for it. Jesus. Not there. Not there. Oh, there it is. I just looked there. Stupid.
Giving it a shot.
Thanks, Marinko. I don't know what's happening. I always feel like a punishment or something. Like, ah, Gray, you're a... You know. Alright, let's see. 244. Yeah, so probably right in here. Alright, so this is the reference to that camera. It says, a review of that video indicated that approximately 2:44 a.m. on November 13, 2022, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as Suspect Vehicle 1, was observed on WSU's surveillance cameras traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way at approximately 2:53 a.m. A white sedan with, that's the other, it's the same vehicle driving back and forth, was observed traveling northeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington. Let's see. I mean, I think there maybe 242 would be the one. I think that's it. 242, that's right. So this is the ping information. So this is sort of interesting here. On November 13th, 2022, at approximately 2:42 a.m., Koberger's phone was utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to his apartment. All right? And then at 2:47, however, which is right in between 244 and 253, his phone utilized cellular resources that provide coverage southeast of Koberger's residence, consistent with Koberger's phone leaving Koberger's residence and traveling southeast through Pullman, Washington. I mean, that's crazy, right? That means at 2:47, southeast, his vehicle is somewhere sort of like down in here. And guess what? That's exactly where that vehicle was spotted. It was spotted right here, in fact. I mean, that's why it's so crazy that that white vehicle, whatever the hell it is, looks like an Elantra, was right here, which is exactly southeast Pullman, Washington. Now, maybe there might be talking about like right here. And then if that's true, then that matches sort of, here's that Busby again. And then right there, you turn left and you go this direction and drive around, and then you make your way right to Palouse River Drive and do whatever you're doing, and then boom, you're right up here on Indian Hills Drive. But then, what about that? However, now the other one I just came up with a minute ago was if it came like this and drove down, that's southeast Pullman, right? Like this is the midline, I would say, right there. And this is southeast. It's actually like right there. So when he came out right here, maybe he turned his phone on or, something, I don't know. And then he turned his phone off at 2:54, we find out. At approximately 2:47, it's consistent with his phone, and it says this is consistent with the movement of the white Elantra. The phone stops reporting to the network, which is consistent. So it stopped reporting at 2:54, though. So that would mean it's sort of heading away and then eventually stop reporting to the network at 2:54. But also, I mean, it could just be that he was sitting still somewhere and then just turned it off. So it's like the things that have changed in the case are only prior to the vehicle showing up at 1122 King Road. It's really, the cell phone information is all they needed. The vehicle one, they weren't going to use at trial. The 244, it wasn't the probable cause, but it wasn't a significant portion of it. It still showed that his phone was traveling, moving around, and then turned off at 2:54. And then it turns on south of Moscow, Idaho at 4:47, right near Blaine, Idaho. Hey, Jasmine, we're just trying to put all the pieces together. There's all these conspiracy theorists out there right now. What about you? You're here. If you don't want to watch what I'm discussing, just don't be here. It's that simple, Jasmine. Nobody, when you typed in your comment, it's like you did it just for sort of self-gratification because there's no reason to type it in. You should have just went and went, oh, they're talking about that? Okay, yeah, forget it. I'm going to go do something else. Just go do something else. From Belgium? Cool. Sweet. Very cool, Martin. This might be a short show today, I can tell you that. I mean, without Marine Co., her 5 gifted memberships, we'd be at $19 after an hour of show. Does that seem normal? Let's see. No problem. I followed this channel from Idaho Murders. And the next comment was 10 minutes later, and it says, glad you're here. I really want to know if this thing here could be a red herring. It'd be cool if they knew that that was his car, because it is heading towards Moscow at 3 in the morning, which is really late. You know, but his phone turned off. You know, how about this one? How about this one? I mean, I guess, you know, it's strange, but, you know, he could have came out right here, I guess, and then went over there and then drove on Johnson Avenue Road again, and then cut across on Old Moscow Road right there, and then instead of staying on Old Moscow Road, he goes on to Sunshine Road just to avoid cameras, and then pops out right back onto Highway 270 there, and then goes by Floyd's Cannabis Shop. You know, but where was he? There's obviously 3:02 time frame is consistent with maybe sitting around for 4 or 5 minutes somewhere. But then there's, you know, it only takes probably 5 minutes to get from Floyd's to 1122 King, or even to Indian Hills Drive. Like 5 minutes to get there from there. So that would make it 3:07, and he's there at 3:26. So there's 19 to 20 minutes of missing time there. Now, see you later, Jasmine. Good luck. Yeah, there's all kinds of new information's out. Yes, tons of new information, tons of new videos, etc., etc. We've also learned that the 244 surveillance footage in Pullman, Washington was not Koberger's vehicle, apparently directly from the prosecutor to another individual. So we learned that. Now, the reason we have answers like that, because you're rude as hell, Jasmine. Okay? The way you listen, you didn't just say it that way. You said, this case is closed. Is there new information? What you're saying is, hey, move on, man. You know, you're trying to be a biatch, and you know it. Okay? Let's just not get, you're not going to gaslight anybody here. You're being passive aggressive. You didn't trick anybody. You literally made that comment to, you're the one with the attitude. Now, the response you got back was exactly what you deserved, because that's what you meant. And you know you meant it that way. These people think we're just stupid. You know, it's like they come in here and they do make these comments. That's ridiculous. Man, it's unreal. Hey, thanks, Martin. Thank you. Very kind, very kind. Yeah, I don't know. Wild Bill. I mean, we've been making the goal, just barely squeaking by most of these nights, and I'm just tonight's not one of those. What do you guys think, though? I guess since we don't have this footage here, it's hard to. You can speculate on a million different Jesus, a million different routes, but there's some really simple ones, right? Like, he was familiar with Palouse River Drive right here. He knew, he came out there, he had that all planned. So there's probably some times where he drove like this and then drove up like that on the Conestoga and sort of, learned the neighborhood. And then when he left, he would probably come out, and a lot of times he'd probably take a right and then go back home. You know, I would bet you that there were times when he went to 1122 King Road to check out Madison Mogan's room or whatever. He would leave and then go this direction and just kind of make his way back over like that, kind of this back way on this Johnson Road is kind of a interesting little back road, and that surveillance is pretty amazing. You know, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw when we were really kind of going over it, but let me show you this one. I think it's so cool, this last part over here. This one. Yeah, that's just before that. This right there. So this is when this shot right here is let's see, this is Johnson Road. It's right here. I think it's in, let me see, I can see if I go down the street view. It's one of these two. It's this one right there. Yeah, so there's a camera. So let me just show you. It's right here. Just like this. And that's what we're seeing in this video right here. See that? And there's the vehicle driving. It's an avenue. Boom. Driving back in. It just drove by just like that. Then you go up in the air and then right down here in this building right here. So again, that place where that camera shot was right there. Now look at the road. See how it goes like this? And then it turns. And then the car would have to take a right like that. So just look at that. So from right there you can see it goes like that and then around. So just after this, you have this shot right here. And then this is where it's zoomed in. Let me play it. And then this camera is... Let me turn off the audio for that. It's crazy. If you zoom in on... I guess that didn't. There was another track. So see back in the distance there? Watch what the car's doing. So I'll go back a little bit more. To right there. So remember how I was just saying, from right here it's driving straight, and then it takes a left, and then boom, right onto this street. So it's neat how you can see it do that. See, it's driving straight, then it turns, and then right, and now it's out on that street. Isn't that awesome? And now it's driving right by that, I guess, the mart there. What is it? Let me go back. Sunmart, or what the hell was the name of this thing? I forgot. Oh, right here. It's right there. I had the wrong building. Sunset Mart. So it was all the way from here, not that building that I was just showing you, sorry. But it was all the way back here that you could see that light do that move. Isn't that amazing? So from clear back there, you could see it do like that, turn. So you really have no lost time. You literally see it right there. Go this way, turn, come down, and then it drives by the camera. There's two cameras. There's one there and there. That building there wasn't. I don't know why it was there. So anyways, then all of a sudden, here we are at that Sunset Mart, and there it goes driving by. And this is another one of these really cool little things right here. Hey, thanks, Maureen Co. Wow, thank you so much. All right, so from this other side, so when you turn around after the car drove by, there's a camera on this side, and you see the car drive like this, And then it comes around and it gets in this left turn lane over here, right? But when it gets there, the light's red. And then it turns yellow, and then green, and then you literally see the headlights of the vehicle turning onto this road going like that. Isn't that amazing? And then it comes down here, and it turns right on this street, and another camera picks it up, making that turn coming in. That's how amazing, the footage that they did get was it's pretty crazy. And I'll show that part. So again, you watch this. So there it is right there. Now watch how it goes around the corner. See the red lights over there? Right there? So it goes around the corner. And then it has to stop. And then watch over here. The lights are red. And that one's turning yellow. And then green. And then there he goes. Those are his headlights going around the corner right there. See that? Boom. And you can see the tail lights of the vehicle. Right. Then the next shot is coming up. And this is the one in Pullman. Now watch right down here. This is Main Street or the highway. And the vehicle comes like this and then turns onto Stadium Way. There, right there. Look at that. Boom. I mean, that's just after it takes that left. So there's only missing like 4 seconds. And if you notice, this vehicle does not have fog lights. So this is Koberger's vehicle here. I think it's hilarious, all the people out there going, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, I will try a challenge. Oh, if we get $25 or 5 memberships, I will send 25 coffee. Well, hey, there you go. Thank you. Very cool. There's one. We got Wild Bill Wassman. Thanks. I don't know what that one. There was some comment there. Thanks, Lisa. That was really nice. But don't you think it's funny how all the Koberger nut jobs, they are nut jobs, you guys. Koberger admitted to doing it and even said he'll never appeal because he knows he can't win. And, these people are saying, hey, what about the screams, Gray? Well, what about them? Was there more bodies they found? Was there another murder scene that had nothing to do with that one? Because the murders happened between 4:08 and 4:20, not 2:27. That's what they want you to believe, Gray. I'm never watching again. Right. All right, there's Wild Bill Wassman. We need 4 more of those. It's weird how it just always dies right out of the gate. Like you get the one, okay, here we go, and it goes. Yeah, you debunked the fog lights. Oh, well, there you go. Look at Chris O'Connell got it. You debunked the fog lights and the screams. Yeah, the screams are just last night when we were listening to it. It sounds kind of like it's a loud scream, but then they scream again later, and they scream again later, and everybody's just talking, and it's just obvious. It's a house. People are drunk, and a girl's just making a screaming sound. Put a 1 if you've been to a party and a girl screams at some point. Even if it's a joke or they're playing a game and they're throwing a ball and it bounced over here and they go, whatever it is. It's just, these people are nuts, you guys. But thank you, Chris O'Connell. That was very cool, very cool. How's it going, Chris O'Connell? Didn't see you yesterday. We had some cool show. I know, but facts aren't interesting, you know. It's the conspiracy shit that's interesting. Well, here, just to give you a number, we need 28 more channel memberships to reach the minimum goal. If you can believe that. Hey, thanks, Lisa Valenzuela. Yeah, I think facts are way more interesting. I love putting the puzzle pieces. And so here, just watching this surveillance on the way back, the very last one on Cougar Avenue is right coming up here. This one right here. So it's just all it is a straight shot, 4 different intersections, and then he turns right here. And look, I mean, that's Koberger's car. You know, it's missing the fog lights. It doesn't have a front license plate. It matches the time frame that his phone is pinging back in Pullman. That's like probably one of the clearest shots of his vehicle. That one, right? Just right there. I mean, that's just perfect. Boom, you can see that. This thing right here, look. See, right there. It's right in there. And then even better than that is this one. I mean, this will be crazy when we just throw that in there, because it's almost the same angle. I mean, look at that. I mean, there it is. It just, he got this girdle after the fact. But look at that right there. And so there's that and this, and again, doesn't have the front plate. Yeah. Yeah, it's 100% his car on the way back. It's not his car on the first one. So for people, just tuning in, that's where we've been headed. That's kind of what Juju said. That's not his car. Well, now we know it's not for certain, because the prosecutor responded to somebody that I know knows them, and they didn't respond to me, but they responded to them, and they said that that's not his car. And so that's this one right here. The one that was at 2:44 in the morning before the murders, all the way back in Pullman. Apparently this car right here is not Koberger's. I have the surveillance footage of it. I mean, there it is. It looks absolutely the same, similar car, other than the fog lights. I don't know. Maybe there's another type of vehicle that looks, you know how there's those cars that look like they're the same, but they're made by different manufacturers? Yeah, so this one turns out it's not his vehicle, so let me just say this one last time, you guys. Or I'm sure I'll have to say it 75 more times. The prosecution, as was pointed out by somebody watching in here, and then we went and looked it up, they weren't going to be using it in the case. Oh, you did Christmas lights. Yeah, my wife puts those up. I don't even help. She does all the Christmas lights. It's not that I wouldn't help. It's just that a few years back, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, she just wants it her way, and we just sit there and go, why can't we do it? And then it just gets into, so I just said, you know what? Why don't you do the whole thing? And then she was lit up. She was so happy. And I say, if you need a ladder and help you up on the roof or something, give me a call, but she just wants to do the whole thing. I don't have anything to do with the Christmas lights. So there you go. But yeah, currently you guys were only at about 45% of the goal tonight. So if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that would be great. It'd be cool to have some challenges going on. Maybe we can try to make things happen. Which one are you talking about? I'm just going to tell you guys, this case right here was strong as hell before the, you know, even before he confessed or anything. It was like one of the strongest cases I've ever seen. The Charlie Kirk killer, Tyler Robinson's even stronger than that. But this one is just like as strong as you can get almost. Just unbelievable. And it didn't get any better for him when all the documents came out. The only sort of get this whole time is that the vehicle at 244 was not Koberger's vehicle, and that wasn't even going to be used at trial, for God's sakes. Okay, so what difference does it make? See, that's the amazing feel, like, oh, we got it, yeah! And they weren't even going to be using that at trial. At all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it had nothing. They realized probably a long time ago, hey, that doesn't look like that's his car because of the fog lights. So we'll just base it off the ping information. We do have him leaving. We just don't have him on camera at this point of where he left from. Oh yeah, those tunnels, boy. Actually, we're only at 40%. Sorry. No, there's no challenges. Let's see. Green car. I don't know why, but there was one earlier. Don't forget about the tunnels. Yeah, remember the clown? What happened to that guy? You know what the clown is like? Candace Owens. Well, thanks, Chris O'Connell. What the hell? Well, thank you. Look at all those. Look at all the new freaks in there. Hopefully, they're all cool dudes, right? Or women. Women call every. You know, you guys call girls dudes. You know what I can't stand is when a woman calls me dude. It's like, what? Like, hey, dude, listen. It's like, okay. Yeah, hopefully there's some good ones in there. Let's see. Let me read this thing. Oh, good for her. I don't know who you'd be talking about, Be Pissable, because why would anybody care over there? I don't know a female person talking about the case. Oh, she's an idiot. She always gets donations from a bunch of ravenous lunatics. Be Pissable. Yeah, she's one of the seen on YouTube. Literally. Stupid. A stupid person. Yeah, I know she does. She always does. Because people like conspiracies, Be Pissable. And that'll be the last comment you ever make on the channel. Good luck. Yeah, she's a crazy person. She's been a conspiracy theorist the entire time. And I'm telling you right now, you guys, if I switched over to the dark side purely for the revenue, I'd be so good at it. I'd be 10 times better than these people, because I'm good at figuring things out, but I could twist it around and make it look like something, and I could get that number of people. But who the hell wants to do that? What sucks is that people don't want to watch the people that put out the true factual information. That's what sucks. Okay? And it's always been like that. Like when cases start, big ones, I get a lot of people watching my videos, but when I don't support a narrative of conspiracy, they all migrate away almost immediately. And if I don't sort of go, well, look at this, I should almost do an experiment at some point. I know I have morals, but it really doesn't. It's having morals and ethics, and do not pay off on YouTube. Okay, it's terrible. I don't know why she would talk about me. I don't even know her. I know that I think I commented underneath their stream because her people were lunatics, but it's just unbelievable. They're embarrassing. Let's see. Yeah, so currently we're probably at about 60% now. Just gonna hopefully we get a challenge going. Right, so anyways, the vehicle turns right there, and where that location is, so after the vehicle comes around the corner like this, we saw it a minute ago from this angle, turn right, come up this road, and then it drives all the way up here, comes around, and then I think it's at Cougar, which I think is this one, right? Is that it? Yeah, Cougar Way, and that was from this angle, and the vehicle goes like that and turns. And now if you look at Cougar Way, as you know, compared to Koberger's home, just look at it like this. He turned, and then all you have to do is just drive right up here, come around this corner, go like that, and then he's right in his apartment. Very simple. So I think that is him coming back, but the way he came back was, you know, it's kind of a crazy route, right? He's definitely coming from south, and they have his phone pinged all the way around from Blaine. See, there's Blaine. And this road right here, see this highway right there? That was not there at the time. If I go back, you'll see, if you zoom in, there's nothing there. See that? Nothing. And that's 2015. If we go to July of 2022, it's under construction. So the highway back then was right over here. You drive down, and it's called Renaissance Road right now. And then down here it stayed the same. So this whole straight line there was not there. So from after the homicides, you know, if he drove like this, turn right, he wouldn't have gone like that. He would be going straight down, kind of over in this area. And apparently he turned on his phone somewhere around, like right around in here. Right there somewhere. And see, this is Blaine here. There's a cell tower right in this area. If I remember right. I think you can see it somewhere. I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, when you came in, Chris O'Connell, and you did your 5, I guess you'd met Lisa's challenge. That's right. Forgot about that. Yeah. And then, yeah, so that's what it used to look like. And so after the murders, there's actually 16 or 17 missing minutes from when his phone should have pinged there. But I've always, well, not always, but he either went somewhere to hide the weapon and clothing or whatever, or he drove all the way over here where, let's see, I think it's on Highway 8. You come down like this, and I think it was right there. I'm trying to remember how that went. I have it on a map. Let me see if I turn them all on. Yeah, so, you know, here's the thing, everybody. All these people watching these crazy YouTubers, and even if Koberger comes out with a story and proves that all of them were wrong all these years, the same idiots that watch them will continue to watch them. They won't hold them accountable for lying to them for all these years, because that's all these people have been doing. I guess it was right over here. There it is. So it was green. Was it that one? God, there's so many. Oh, there it is. Where the heck is that one? Was it up higher? That one? There it is. Right. So after the murders, he came out here on Palouse River Drive, drove this direction, and then turned right here on the probable cause document. That's just because they're, you know, that's just what they came up with. It wasn't, there was no ping information prior to Blaine, so there's no way they would know specifically. But I think, look at this one right here. See, right here, this is Palouse River Drive. He drives through here, and that's the same way that you would end up going to Indian Hills Drive, which is right there. But you drive all the way out like this, turn right, you just follow the road, and it keeps going down there, all the way down. And then right here, that's the only place you'd have to kind of know, okay, you got to turn right. And it falls all the way through this crazy rural area. And then it comes out down there. But the newer way that I have is right here. When it's coming around, it stays straight on Ed Road right there. So it just goes straight through. And then look at this. It goes right through Blaine, right there. And then you stay on Ed Road, I guess. And then it takes you right out to the highway. But back then it would be like this. Straight over to here, and then boom, right to the highway. Then he turns his phone back on at this point, thinking, okay, I'm safe. And then it pings off the tower, and guess what? It took exactly 27 minutes from the house to drive there. I did it. It's crazy. You come out right at 4:47. So is it possible he was just driving that whole time and still had the knife and everything in his car? And that's why he took, after that, he drove this crazy route across over here. And then maybe, as we had discussed on other shows, that when he went up to, where is it, Kirkendall? There's Kirkendall right there. Instead of going to Kirkendall, maybe he cut across over here first, because they don't even know that part for certain. And then I think it's right there. There's that tree, and there's actually a white Elantra, or, you know, not a white Elantra, but a white vehicle parked underneath that tree. And this just happens to be July of 2022 when that car is parked there. In fact, July 16th, which is a little bit after that pool party. There happens to be a black vehicle parked there. So what if he went in there, dumped his items, buried them, and then he goes home, and then later in the evening he goes back out there at 5:32 to 5:36, and that's when a witness thought they saw a white car parked underneath that tree, and he goes out there and he collects the items. It's not just members. Right now we are at 28 members and $22.68. So if you multiply that by 5, it would be 162.68. So it's not even close. Yeah. These people are nuts, man. Yeah. I'm just telling you the truth. But yeah, we still need another I don't know, like 50, I don't even know. Yeah, he shot a video. It actually, you know, didn't do terrible.
Gray,
Wasn't
your
great.
work on the live show last night was great. Your techniques show the vehicle so clearly. I saw it in rewind.
Yeah, it's cool. I put out a video today that did the whole hour with that overlay on it. Oh, cool. Hey, cool, Big Booty. Why don't you help support the channel tonight then? All right, thank you. Because you had so many questions, so there you go. It sounds like you're really curious and you were going to help out. So what we need is another, I don't know, 20. Looks like, I think we need another, like 20 memberships, and then we'd be at the goal. So there you go. Help out. All right, thanks, Big Booty. We'll be waiting for you. All right. And remember, YouTube takes 30%, so that's where we're at. Yeah, so if you haven't seen the video today, it's like an hour long, but it's got the overlay, and you can watch the entire surveillance footage from that camera during the crucial hours where it's clear and you can see things. Notice how they just disappeared right then? Yeah, of course, they say the same things every single time. What the heck? Oh, wow, thank you. Holy shit. Where does that put us now? Let's see. What did I say we were at? 28, 30? Ah, now we're not horrendously far away now. Cool. Thank you. Wish we'd had other freaks helping out, too. That would really make it work out. Gus O'Connell's on Troll Patrol. There we go. We need more people on Troll Patrol. Come on, you guys. Troll Patrol. Koberger's a nobody. Why? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, she talks about that other one, like, oh, we spent $900. You mean all 10 of you? Yeah. Yeah, I have to pay by myself for everything that I get on this one. I've done multiple unique requests where I have to pay the whole thing. It's not the $30 duplication fee. Yeah, where's the challenge, man? Yeah, you got to do the challenge, and that we need that. I got a shorter one. That'll get us right there. That'd be sweet. I don't know. There's just so many options in here. I think what's really important, though, is to know if the Floyd's Cannabis Shop, like, is that really... that was going to be used at trial, so they must think that that is his vehicle. But how do they think it got there, I guess, is then that's the next question you got to ask. How did it get there? There's lots of ways. I mean, I actually was thinking of this earlier. Look at this crazy thing. Hey, let me go back up. Put Koberger's house or apartment. Yeah, it's right there. And so he drives out, and what if he let's see, where was that? Yeah, so up here he could have came out like this, drove up north, and then does it work? Can you do that? How do you get onto that road right there going up north? That's weird. Is that a road, or what is this thing? That's a train track. And so that's a road, though. So, okay. So I guess you'd have to drive up on Grand Avenue. So you go from his apartment, go up on Grand Avenue, and then what is that? Is that a that's a road too? And Floyd's is... Wasn't it right there? Yeah, so look at this road that comes in. I doubt that that's what he did, but you could take this one I guess, all the way back into town. Yeah, just like that. So you go boom, straight down like this, come up here, and then follow it all the way around, and then this comes out right at Floyd's Cannabis Shop. So if he comes out like that, that would be interesting. Like that car right there. Wouldn't that be interesting if that's what he did? Oh, that he came. Now, if he's just on the highway driving by, then you have to think that he came out on the highway somewhere else. And it wasn't on Main Street. All right, so that means he came back on the highway on one of these roads here. There's only a few different places. Sunshine Road. This one right here, which doesn't have a name on it for some reason. That one, and then this one over here, and then this one. That one is still doable because he could have came in like this. That same road that I originally, like from here, he could have came down. I guess maybe there's no surveillance over here, or from here he could have made it outside like this over there. Let me get rid of this thing on the screen. Thank you. So he could have came around like that, down, past this baseball field, and just kind of wound his way down on these back streets until he got over to this area. And then he comes out and he makes his way out right there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different roads that just keep taking you. You could have been, came in on Olympia Avenue over here from up above. You come down like this. Anyways, thanks a lot up there, Caruso Coddle. Very kind, very kind. Hopefully some of the members stay around. I wonder how these people sleep at night, Like the one that person mentioned in here. They sit around and pretend that the screaming is the actual murder, and they make faces like, look how ooh, you guys, this is so interesting. Oh, and everybody's just so enthralled. It's kind of creepy, to be honest with you. Yeah, so I guess he could have kept coming down from back over there, just like that. Drove over here. Let's see if we can do it on here. And then taking a left right there. Here we go. So he could have driven this way. There's lots of ways he could have driven. But he obviously avoided going down anywhere where there's cameras, right? It is like they're mini cults. Now, people have said that about ours. Like you know what? I'll take it. If you want to call us the cult of factual, rational thinking, thank you. Thank you so much. It is. It's really creepy how many people believe in the conspiracies that are sold to them by very unethical YouTubers. They know what they have to know. They can't be that stupid. They have to know what they're telling them is not true. Well, Gray, you said that was his vehicle at 244. That wasn't true. Well, we didn't know it was until just recently, right? Not a soul knew that. And it's not that it's not true. It was a piece of information put in the case. It turns out, though, that law enforcement determined that wasn't Kohberger's vehicle. And as soon as I heard it, I went with that. I looked into it. I became like, it's not looking like that's Kohberger's car, logically. And you remove it from the case. It's irrelevant. They weren't even going to use it. See, that's the difference. These people, when a fact hits them in the face, they look for some conspiratorial way to eliminate that fact instead of just using, wow, that shreds everything I've been saying. They can't. They know what side the toast, the butter is buttered on with their community, because they only want to hear conspiracies and things that make Kohberger seem... that's a cell tower, isn't it? I don't know what that is. It looks like some... Doesn't look like it. Well, it could be, because see how it has the 1, 2, 3, the sectors on there? 180, 180, 180. I think that is a cell tower. And see, this is that whole road I just drove, just using Street View here, and it puts you out on the Pullman-Moscow highway down there. I drove this. I actually have this on 360-degree video, too. I drove it. But I thought I would just show it on this one. That's what... oh yeah, did you guys see that? Erica Kirk was on Harris Faulkner's show today, and she just blasted Candace Owens. Didn't say her name, but said, you know, and they said she's making hundreds and thousands of dollars, and Candace Owens, being the unethical person she is, said, "What, you know, I'm only making hundreds of dollars, and you're bitching, and Turning Point made millions." Candace makes between $10,000 and $15,000 every single day she does that show. It's not hundreds, it's thousands and thousands of dollars. Her super chats are usually $5,000, and then she gets ad revenue from her red ads, and then ads pop up on there, and she gets like 1 million views. And I'm telling you, I have one video out there that has 2 million views, and over the years it's made like $12,000. Okay, which is cool, but you know, that was 7 years of the video being out there, and she does that in a day, you know. So you know, I bet you she's making 10 to 15, maybe even 20 per episode. So in a week, if she does 5 shows, that's 100,000, and she's been covering it for, I think she's probably made 6 or 7, maybe 500,000 minimum covering Charlie Kirk. And see, there it is. We're out on the highway. See that? But hey, guys, is there a chance you guys can help support the channel? Try to get us to the goal. We are still short. We need about another, I don't know, if we could do another, some sort of something where we ended up with 20 channel memberships, then I would be able to donate the 5. Actually, maybe not that many. We had, let's see. We need 17 channel memberships, and then I'll donate 5. I don't know if we can do that or not. I mean, we're struggling just to get one from any other than one person, but it's just, it is what it is. So that was the one of the options right there. It comes out on the highway. That was right here, by the way, what we just did. I came in like this, down. I drove like that, and then like this, and then down to here, and then head that way, and then Floyd's Cannabis Shop was just right there. Guess we're waiting to see if that's real or not. Another troll, huh? Why would anyone think this was a conspiracy? Again, he is a nobody. Who? You people are wasting your life away. Who? We're not the ones that think it's a conspiracy, Dr. Hust. Who are you talking to? None of us think this is a conspiracy. You seem confused. I know, but they said it like that. Like, Why would anyone think this? I get that part, but you go, you people are, oh, you're actually speaking to them. I see. When you say you people, though, it sounds like you're talking to my chat. It is like a mind virus. That's exactly what Erica Kirk said today. You know, YouTube changed their live streaming setup. It's stupid. Doesn't work right. Yeah, I know you're talking about Koberger, but your wording sort of looked like you were talking to the people in the chat. I don't know who removed the comment, but... Well, it seems like the show's died. Nobody's chatting. Nobody has any thoughts, ideas. We're dead in the water. Oh, it's okay, Alley Cake. I thought he was talking about somebody else. No. I'm waiting for the... there's actually 1 o'clock until 2:30 is going to be released, and I'll be getting that at some point. Right, but let's get the support going for the channel, you guys. We're still short of just the basic goal, but I'd like to get to the point where I can donate the 5 memberships that I do when we, you know, sort of reach the goal and then add another $50 or something. Then I donate 5. Yeah, I have that ordered. I have a whole bunch of stuff ordered. Even some newer stuff that I saw. I mean, I'll tell you what would be an amazing interview would be the one with the Kobergers, you know. Those are out there somewhere. The interviews with, you know, Koberger's mom and 2 sisters and dad and everything. I mean, those are out there. We'll see if anybody has them. Probably the FBI or somebody has those. And I'd probably just watermark. You know what? The person that came in, that Jules person, she steals unless she gets it in part of her group, she downloads people's surveillance footage or whatever the hell it is, and then puts a little logo over any watermark that somebody has, and takes it for herself and pretends that, oh, look what I got. I've seen it. I know that she didn't have it on certain circumstances. She's ridiculous. Be great when you do. Thanks for getting it. Yeah, those would be cool. Yeah, so we're having a massive lull again, you guys. We just sit here and it's like spinning wheels. I mean, at some point I gotta go, well, I could end the show and start working on a video, or... Was that it? Yeah, this is the video that I put out. Look how cool that looks. The whole hour like that. See that? Where you can see everything. I thought people seem to like it. And now I'm trying to get it for 1330 Linda Lane. I want, let's see. No, because that's not... like I was saying before, we need about like it would have to be like 15 where I donate the 5. Because we're not, even if the 5 wouldn't even get us to the minimum goal that we have, if you can believe that. I guess if we had 10, I would just do it for the hell of it, I guess. So if we got 10 more, that would put us at, I don't know, jeez, that's just kind of the goal. I don't know if this is accurate, but I saw today he wants to pen pal. Yeah, I saw it the other day. It's hard to know from, who's doing the, where it's coming from, but. Hey, look at Bat said, if 5 memberships are donated, they'll match with 5. Yep. And now Bad Juju's comment about that's not his car actually has become true today, because I don't know if you missed it earlier, but I sent an email to the prosecutor, and then somebody who has contact with the prosecutor also asked him about the vehicle, and they said that the vehicle at 2:44 was not Koberger's vehicle. So now we can definitively say that that is not his. It's very likely it isn't his. It's not his. So there you go. So there's the challenge, everybody, by Bad Juju. A dancing Koberger. Well, that's just a stock dancing taco they have. I could make a Koberger. Maybe I should. I should make a 3D model of Koberger. Or manipulate a model to make it look like him. Well, it would be cool. Yeah, if there was 2 different challenges. If we do Bad Juju's challenge and then we do one more, then we would be at the actual number where I would donate 5. And then we'd have 25 total. That'd be pretty good. But yeah, 4 more for Bad Juju's. We just need 4 more for hers to get, that would make 10. I think that's so cool how that works. I mean, it's such a neat little technique. Because now you can see where all the lights went inside these carports and all that. I don't know if I ever was going to replace anybody. And this is pass number 3. But see how it's driving a little slower. Just kind of... you can kind of tell what's on his mind. See how it just dies right after? If somebody does a challenge, it just goes... Pow. Remember back in the day when there was something like that? All the freaks would jump in, and it was just like... God, it's just so disheartening. Man, it's so difficult. It's getting so difficult, you guys. I'm just telling you. If you're not doing conspiracies, you can forget it. And look at this. Just so hard. Did you guys see that up there? Bad Juju said, if you guys do 5 channel memberships, she'll donate 5. Did you guys see that? It was right there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I used it in the Kylie Rodney case years ago. I just thought of it in my head. I go, wow. There was dark screen, and I thought, let me go find where that was. And I found the daylight, and I said, oh, shit, what if I did an overlay to be able to tell exactly where that was? And boom, you see your car go right into the water off of... oh, you're a he. Okay. Okay, I didn't know. I was actually wondering right when I said that. I go, wait, how do I know? Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw myself in prison until we get to that goal. Where is it? Yep, there we go. We're in prison until we get to that goal. Got 4 more to go. Yeah, that was crazy. You can see it fading slowly, dimming into the water. I think I've used it in one other case. I can't remember which one. I'm in prison at this point. We already have Courtney Bartholomew's probable cause. It's the same as Bradley. It's the same exact document. I read it on a show the other day. Did you watch that one? I have Courtney Bartholomew's probable cause. I read it. It's 18 pages. Took the entire show. Okay, now we got 2 of them, you guys. But if we had 2 challenges of 5 each, then we'd get to right to the number. Well, it's the same one. They're the same document. Looks exactly the same. This is just unreal. Yeah. Well, that's 3 of them. Chris O'Connell again. I wish some of the other freaks would help out from time to time. That would be absolutely fantastic. I do these shows every single day, and that would be awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Now that was, yeah, it's the same. I mean, if you go read it, they have the same wording and everything. Because it kind of explains back, you know how it was written, how they interview one and then they interview the other one and back and forth, so it kind of works either way. It's the same conversation. I don't know if they reverse the order of their words, but, you know. But we need 2 more gifted channel memberships. And then Bad Juju will do 5. That's 2 for 1 for you guys. And thanks, Chris O'Connell, again. Another lifesaver night. We'd be at like $50. Amazingly. Man, you guys really make me want to convert to doing conspiracies, you know? Because the support level when we're trying to do the factual elements of cases just is not great. And to survive as a channel, it takes people supporting it and having it viewed on YouTube, etc. And that's none of that stuff's happening. So it's just a few different people. It's getting real difficult. Yeah, I mean, imagine like if you subtract Marine Co. and Chris O'Connell from tonight, we'd be at like $30, something like that. All right, we need 1 more, you guys. Can we do it? Next week, conspiracy theories only. I couldn't do it. No way. $106. Yeah, I guess I have to remove this. It kind of sucks to remove surveillance footage that you got, but you know, I guess I have to remove these from it. Yeah, that's not his, so. Alright, you guys, we need one more. Could just be $5 or a gifted membership. And then I can get out of prison. I mean, look at this. People aren't even bailing me out of prison, for God's sakes. Just the regular... Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is it feels like lately, if I didn't have a few people that were really generous, I'd be absolutely... That's the scary part. That's why I like it more. We've had a couple nights where we've made it, even without them. But that's not very common. Tonight would be a disaster without two different people. And I appreciate everybody else too, but I'm just saying if you added it up, that's how it works. And the thing is, at the end of the month, we donate thousands of dollars. We've already given out 42,000 this year so far, and that's kind of the whole, like, the main thing on the channel. Oh yeah. Well, if you send in 5, Zep, I'll taunt him. All right, because that'll get us to the goal. We're still one short. Amazingly, it's taking this long to get that. Yeah, BK's looking for that particular type of banana. That would be Chris O'Connell. It's just I don't know. I know that you guys can't always do that, you know, but I appreciate it at this point. I hope that at some point something comes around, like a different kind of a case, or I don't know, man. Like yesterday, I put out a video debunking, and it was a good video, and it had 177 views after an hour, and that means it has no chance of making it. Like none. 0. And today's video was, you know, we had 90 people watching for a moment, so I let it go, and then it did sort of pick up later. It got better as it sat there. So I thought that was kind of cool, but the other one actually got to the point where there was 0 views in a minute. And whenever you have 0 views in a minute, it's not going to make it. And so I deleted that one. And then I tried uploading again, 700 total. I mean, you can't survive on any of that. Hey, thanks, Bad Juju. See, there we go. I guess we kind of did it. Got to the... Let's see. $467. So what? 67. So 30. What's $33 would get to the point where I donate 5. So let's just see what happens. So I can go over this. Let me get out of prison now. Thank God. Jesus. It's unreal. The difficulty. Hey, thank you so much there, Bad Juju. So, look at it. I went out of my way to try to confirm your comment about that's not his car. And now we can literally say that and know it to be true. Fly gray, be free. Yep, I'm out. I'm out of there. I finally made it out. And thanks everybody who's helped out tonight. It's all part of the same thing, so I appreciate it. It's just I don't know. It just used to be so different. You know, I remember we used to do these shows and during COVID, you know, maybe that's the whole deal. Like people during COVID, we do these shows and somebody would throw me in prison and my prison stint would almost completely make the whole night where we, you know, almost reach the whole goal and everything. You know, and then people would just show up and support it and, you know, we just keep moving forward. And now it's just this, and I never really had to ask that much. It would just be like, hey, I'm in prison. And then, but now it's like it seems like during my show, I mean, I guess I don't have to ask or try to get it done, but we wouldn't get it done. That's the whole thing. Like we wouldn't make the goals if I didn't sort of go, hey guys, and then somebody goes, oh yeah, let's do a, you know what I mean? And so that's the part that's, and it's just more of a struggle because there's less people, because I don't do conspiracy theories, and there's so many YouTubers now, and all of them know that conspiracies sell. So I would say in the true crime live streaming world, 95% of them are bogus conspiracy theory nut jobs, but people love it. And so I'm not providing what people love. I'm providing facts in cases and figuring out what happened. And when I say people, I mean the majority of the people that watch online true crime YouTube. I'm not providing what they want, and I am never going to be able to. You know what I'm saying? And that's what is frustrating, because the more and more of these idiots that pop up, the less and less people watch mine, because it's just keeps spreading thinner and thinner and thinner, and it just makes it harder and harder and harder. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm trying to explain it. When I first started doing this in like 2017, there was probably only like 5 people doing live true crime YouTube. Now there's like hundreds of these, and a lot of them are just the dumbest, I mean, absolute idiots. Like somebody came in here a minute ago touting this person has thousands of people watching her show. She is an imbecile, that person that they're watching. Literally has been wrong on every element of the case the entire time, and yet people still watch, hours and hours, thousands of people watching somebody that's been wrong the entire time. How does that work? How do you do that? I mean, it's just amazing. No, all of them. Yeah, there's like none of them. And then there's this other idiot out there that's got, he plays like this whole thing. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find something. I don't know. Let's see. This is the one from today. Let's see. Let me take that and maybe I'll just copy it, make a new one. Like this, and I can turn it into a nest it together like that. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's try some filters. Oh man, this will be awesome. We can pretend that it's something. Ooh, God, it's gonna be awesome, you guys. Let's see. RGB magic bullet down here. Man, this is weird. I bought this years ago and it still works, even with all the updates and everything. All right, here we go. Oh wait, is that really? Now it doesn't work anymore? Now it doesn't work that one day. Unable to create a preview frame for Looks Builder. Oh boy. Why not? How about, oh, right. Oh, there it is. There we go. I know. That's why it did that. All right. So here we go. Oh, look at this, you guys. Here we go. It's a Western movie. Holy shit, everybody. Can you believe it? It is now a Western movie. This is back in 1888. Of course, there's cars. I know there wasn't cars back then, but... Oh, okay, your case is over. There you go. It's a Western movie. Unbelievable, everybody. It's incredible. All right, let's see what the other one is. Hey, welcome, Vicky Anderson. Let's see. I'm sure we can find something. Okay. Oh, yeah, look at that. Let's see what that does. 24 seconds to see the vehicle again. Guys. So maybe it says up there about 50 seconds. Now look at that. If you pause it, you can... Oh, see, now look at it. What it's doing is you can see this. That's what this guy does. He tries to explain things, and people are so stupid that they believe that he's literally looking at night vision. Yeah, that's wild. Let's see. Let me see. I'm just going to try to find one of these ones that I was just looking at. There's that one. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look, you guys. I've been able to put night vision on here. Now, look. See, I put night vision on later. Now, look how you can see things. You see how over there there's this thing and a thing there, and whoa! Oh, look! Look at! 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 Look at Oh, super chat, you guys. That's what's happening over there. Come on, let's go. God, it's got to look like a bingo machine in here, or like a slot machine. Let's go. Look. Oh, so. Ooh, we've got night vision. Check it out, man. It's this new technology. You can put night vision on later. Ooh, look at. Come on, bing, 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 bing. Come on, you guys. Let's go. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Right. But that being said, we do need 5 more channel memberships, and then I'll donate 5. Okay? That's all we need. Actually, it's pretty good. Makes it pretty like brighter over there. Let's see what it looks like when the car comes by. Let's go back to the beginning. What's that one? Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that one. That's crazy. Hey, thanks, M10 and Chris O'Connell. Hey, that was so cool. Thank you, guys. There we go. We did it! For God's sakes, the scratching and clawing, and we finally did it, for God's sakes. Yeah, thank you, guys. Well, I hope some people feel like I'm worth it. I mean, I do try, you know, I spend most of the days just trying to figure out stuff, and then hopefully there's something interesting on the show. Let's see what it looks like when the car comes in. Come on, look at night vision, you guys. Oh, it's real. It's and then we'll
that's when it's
head
leaving.
left or west on to. All right, let's see what else we got up on here. I've got tons of these. Here, you know what we should do is switch over to the. Let's see, where is it? Oh yeah, it was this one, and then go to the Adobe, and then click on that. Does that work? Oh, there we go. And then switch this one up onto the screen. Oh, look at that. See that? All right, let's try different filters. We can be like those guys. I mean, that one actually doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that one. Oof. That one's garbage. Jesus. We have these ones called enhancements. You know, it might be something that might actually be worthwhile. Like if I go into here and then make the you can't see it, but I'm gonna make, you know, nest the video below the one on top. And then let me delete this. So this is what it looked like on my video today. But what if I could make the underlying one a little bit more contrasty so that it's much darker, you know, the vehicles and stuff, and let's just see how that works. So if I go into here and then apply the something, let's see. Blockbuster. I'll do one of the favorites that I had. Like, what happens if I put that one on there? Oops. Nah, that one wasn't that great. I was thinking if I made it really contrast in there. I don't know, just doing something. I'm trying to, you know, like there's a channel out there that's putting out videos where they put night vision after the fact, and everybody's buying into it. So I thought I would try the same thing. Oh, jeez. I don't know if I need that. Let's see. What if I just did... So let me turn off that. That's what it normally looks like right there. So maybe if I just did video effects and then color correction and then brightness and contrast. So this might actually be pretty good if I go up higher like that and then like more like that. Maybe just a little less on that end. And then turn that back on. See, this might be better. So it'll be brighter, and then even like you might be able to see people walking like right there. It's a little better on that person. Let's see what it looks like with the DoorDash driver. At I think it's 3:51 and some odd seconds. All right, let's see. Okay, so let me see what happens if I. That's underneath that. That's crazy. If I make that brighter, and so that's pretty good. It's a lot brighter though. See how look how dark she is right there now. That's like pretty good. But now you kind of lose some of the. I have it right here though. So the original color was that. So this is the one that's underneath the overlay. See what I'm saying? So if I make her a little bit, just slightly brighter, and then contrast, you can still see all the houses. And now she's more like a silhouette, like a darker figure, which is better. So let's see. And you
See
can
what
still
she was doing.
You can still see the
Got
car.
way better perspective with this lighted overlay. And then there she goes with her phone, swinging it in her hand.
So let's see what it looks like with that on when it comes in. Just like that. 2 seconds, and here it comes. Right now. Boom. There's the headlights. This is King Road. And then turns east onto Queen Road. And then we'll head behind 500 Queen Road. It will be really interesting to have this. I think that works pretty good. Did you see my video today, Zozo, where I took just like Kylie Rodney, I took the daylight overlay and put it on top of that whole hour, and you can see everything. You can see exactly where the lights are hitting. You can see, it's just really it's amazing. Like, look up here. Watch this part. See right up there on 1127. Remember that? That's when the vehicle's doing its turning behind. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. God, I hate that. Right, let's see. Let me go back to me only, and then this one here. Yeah, right here, look. It's at right up at the top there. That's 1127, watch. Really clearly. And there it is right there.
That's sweet.
See that? Now you can see it then really easily. And you can see exactly where everything is because I took a daylight shot, put it on top, and then changed the opacity to about 8%, which allows you to still see the buildings and everything. And then you see the image below, which is the Elantra, etc. And then what I just did, I notice the contrast all together here. So if I make this 0, that's pretty. That looks. I wonder if that would work. That's pretty good. You can still see that looks pretty bad up there, though. Maybe if that was 20, would that look all right? And then we'll head left or west. Yeah. So I made a video today. You guys should go watch it. It's pretty good. And I'm trying to do this on 1330 Linda Lane, so I've got an order out there in case there's... I think there is daylight hours on Linda Lane. I feel like I've seen... Or, not Linda Lane. Yeah, Linda Lane. 1330 Linda Lane. It seems like I've seen daylight footage out there. I just don't remember where. Does anybody remember anything about that? Or see if you can find it while we're doing this show. The 1330 Linda Lane, probably at like 6 o'clock to 7, something like that. Oh, I don't know. I don't have a visor on. I don't know. Some people like the visor, some don't. It's kind of nice not having to wear one. You know, I think it's better for my head. Yeah. So let me turn off this again. I think this is kind of a good way. I'm just kind of working to figure out what's the best technique, because I think this is so. Listen to this, you guys. I mean, I did this in the Kylie Rodney case, and I think it was at the time sort of a unique thing. I don't think anybody had ever done something like. I mean, I've never seen it before. And I did that. And then in the Sebastian Rogers case, I suggested, I think I sent an email to one of the prosecutors. I go, why don't you, that video that you have with the the what looks like a headlight, take the same surveillance in the daytime, and do an overlay on that. And I never got a response, nor did I get anything from him. And then all of a sudden, the FBI did that. What do you mean Vinny likes it better without the visor? What do you mean? I don't get it. Right? And so the overlay, so that's what I'm doing right now, Zozo. Look, watch this for a second. Watch. See, that's what it kind of, well, it's a little bit darker than it would be. But see that? That's the normal look. So I took a shot early in the morning where every single car is in exactly the same. And then you can even see it. Look at this. See when I blink it on and off? See how not one car is even shifted? They're all in exactly the same spot. See that? But look how amazing that is. This top layer is literally at 8% opacity, and 100 means solid. So 8 is like very transparent, so you can see everything as it's going around. It's pretty amazing. And so in the Sebastian Rogers case, I suggested it, and then even asked Chris Proudfoot, hey, is there any chance you can get me the daylight one? And then he went and asked somebody or whatever. And then all of a sudden the FBI does exactly that same thing, like way after that. And I'm just, I don't know, I'm not trying to, I just think there's a chance that they got it from that. Because it's a great thing to do. It literally is absolutely a game changer in how you visually can see it. I would actually do stuff like that at trial. I would do it. What do you mean? What am I trying to do here, though? I'm just making it so people can see things better. Yeah, notice now, look at all this stuff. So here's 1127, right? Well, when it's like that, you don't even know what you're looking at over there. And then over here, what's that over there? I don't even know what the shape of that house is, right? But then you turn it on, and now you see the whole thing. And another thing is when, for example, at 4:05, watch how great this is. Here, watch this. I gotta zoom in. It's so small up on your screen, but right here. So when the vehicle
around here, so here it is, driving really slowly.
Okay, so then it comes back around. Remember, does the 3-point turn. So here it is. Watch this. Stops over here. Now we can see how there's a car there and a car there. What it maybe was thinking of doing. Look. See now
right here.
Now you can see that it probably was trying to do a parallel park between these. He sort of tries to back in, it looks like, to that little opening there. See that? And then he's like, I don't think that's going to fit. Man, wouldn't that have been crazy if he did park there?
What do you mean, what?
Seen him on camera get out of that car and run back to the car after to get the hell out of there. So there it is doing its 3-point turn at Queen and King. And this is the last time we see this vehicle until it speeds away at a high rate of speed at 4. You can just see everything way better at what the car was doing in that complex there. And where everything was, etc. Not one thing is moved or anything. And you can see it all. I don't know what you mean by what. I have no idea. I think I'm being pretty clear. Yeah, I just think it's such a useful thing to have. So now I'm trying to do it in the, when the car goes back behind 1330 Linda Lane? I'm trying to do it where, and so I put out the whole hour if you want to watch it, Zozo. I did it earlier. It's kind of probably pretty boring to just, but if you're not interested in the case, it might be boring. But if you're interested, it's not boring. And then look it up here. You can actually see Willanta Drive, right? So instead of just seeing these headlights driving around, watch this when it goes up there. Let me show you. So let me just zoom it around. That's probably one of the times. When's that one? There's so much light there. It must have been, oh yeah, right, exactly. All right, watch this. Let's see. 5. There it is, driving really slow. See? So look how slow it's driving. You can see the headlights lighting up the street up here.
It's really watching the DoorDash driver at this point.
I mean, that's
It's
freaking nuts,
3:50
right?
and 27 seconds.
No, it's just
Now,
a
again,
video I put out earlier. It's an hour long. It's not a show. I talked through the whole. What you're listening to is the video. But isn't that amazing how you can see the lights and you see exactly where it is? There's the street.
Here. 10 seconds.
And like, see, it's lighting up the street right there.
5.
And then even the bank a
There it
little
is,
bit.
driving really slow. So look how slow it's driving right now up there.
And then
It's really watching
right
the
by the
DoorDash
camera.
driver at this point.
I think that's just amazing.
It's 3:50 and 20.
And all the branches are going to be in the same place and everything. It's just, you know, like if I was on the one of the attorneys, I would actually put that. I would make the version the jury sees is this, and I would show them, hey, you know, this is what it looks like. You know, let me see which one is. Yeah, this one right here. You turn it off and you show them what it would have looked like. And I think this one, this is what it actually looks like, is like that. And so you would turn it off and then back on and go, see, now you can see everything. So this is all we're doing. We're just overlaying daylight so you can get a better view of where the car's going. And the judge would look at it and go, yeah. Now the defense would say, but that's not the actual look. We want the jury, you know, and they'll just argue and argue. But any judge would look at that and go, yeah, sure. It's a better representation of what you're looking at, and people can see what the hell's happening. And so there's the DoorDash driver, and that's why when I put it up to 20 like that, you could kind of see her. I bet if it was like 10 and 10, that would probably be a nice little... Yeah, see, that might be a little bit better. It's a little brighter. And then you see the DoorDash driver.
Way better
And now you can see she's standing right next to a car.
perspective with this
You can see that
lighted,
before, but now you see the car itself, and it's shiny, you know.
overlay. And then there she goes with
There
her
she
phone,
goes. I mean,
swinging it in her hand.
Pretty wild, man. I just love man, to me, it's just such a cool thing. Oh, well, those people... No, when I first got here, I was pretending to do night vision. Yeah, because this guy did. Listen to this, though. So there's this absolute clown that's covering. He gets thousands of people watching now. He applied a night vision green look to this same video right here, and like said, yeah, I applied night vision after the fact. Look at this. Ooh, it's so cool. And it's just complete nonsense. You can't do that. You can't do it. I think that's probably about it. That one's even a little bit brighter. So, yeah. And I tell you what, it made this part even cooler up here. So watch this when the... I did a whole video on this a while ago, but watch this when the... Let's do it when the vehicle comes in. We'll go all the way to 356. So here comes the vehicle. And see how it's driving right there? But let's go.
See how it's driving a little slower. Just kind of...
We're going to just zoom in on that.
You can kind of
These two windows.
tell what's on his mind.
So as the vehicle's going up the hill, there's the light there. And it goes further and further
And
up
then
the
he's
hill.
back behind
And then 500 Queen Road.
Queen Road.
It's going to be right here.
And then
See the light there?
357.27.
There it is in that window. And
You
then
see the headlights again
goes to
in
the
the
left
upper left-hand
over
corner on 1127.
And those are the back the back lights, not headlights. But, and see, and then it turns to the left, goes around the corner. And now it's behind 500 Queen Road. Isn't that amazing? You can see that even in the little reflection of the glass on the house. Each time, too. Every single time it does it. So that was at 357. We can go to the one at 330. So here's one at 338 coming in. Let's do it again.
Let me know what you guys think. I think this is a really great technique for adding
here.
clarity and, you know,
See, there it
just
is,
sort of
going
being
up
able
the
to
hill.
see what the surroundings are.
And then you'll see it up here.
So let me know in the comments what you think.
Okay, boom.
So that's 339.06.
And those are the back
It travels
lights.
behind 500 Queen
Going
Road.
away from the camera. And then it's going to turn right there.
And then at 339.35,
Kind of has the brake lights on and
headlights
then
shine
round
up there. So we're getting up.
Isn't that neat? Then also, sometimes when it pulls out, so here it comes. Now watch when it gets to the edge, it actually, you can see the brake lights turn on.
And
Watch this.
then we'll see at 341, look up there behind 1119 King Road.
So notice how, like right now, there's no lights on over there.
You'll see the vehicle driving back behind there.
Right there, boom. You see that? These lights right there are the brake lights as it's right as it's approaching and stopping. See, let's do that again. Watch this.
4101. You'll look up there
There it
behind
goes.
1119 King Road. You'll see the vehicle driving back behind there.
Brake
Because
lights.
it turned left
And then turning,
off of
gone.
King Road, and then
I mean, I'm just doing this because I think it's a great lesson just for everybody to see the incredible amount of detail and things you can literally find out in a surveillance footage. And I mean, right in that one shot right there, you can literally see, let's do it again. All right, so it's coming around the corner. Now watch what's coming around the corner. You can actually see the headlight or backlight in that window there as it's driving by.
Then we'll
So-
see at 34101. You'll look up there behind 1119
And
King
right
Road. You'll see the vehicle drive.
There, boom. You see that little, right there? See that? That's the light of that vehicle driving by. And then right after that, it's almost near the King and Taylor Avenue.
Vehicle driving back behind there.
And then the brake lights come on.
Because it
Waits.
turned left
Turns, and now the brake lights are off.
off of
And
King
it
Road
goes around
and
the
then went on to
corner.
Willanta Drive.
And then we'll see it right over here.
So it went on to Taylor
In a
Avenue.
moment.
So it turned left off of King onto Taylor. And
Now, one thing that was pretty interesting is when it's driving up here, you can hear it like, and then, so right when it's driving behind here, it cuts off the audio.
then Taylor becomes Willanta within like 50
See?
feet.
And then
And
dead, and then
look up above
Boom.
there. And
hear that?
there's a
Isn't that amazing? Here, listen to that again.
drive. So it went on to Taylor Avenue. So it turned left off of King onto Taylor. And
Even though I'm talking, just listen to that.
then Taylor becomes Willanta within like
Right now, listen. It's gonna be. You can hear it in the background. Watch.
50 feet.
And then notice how it dies.
And
And that's because it's behind this building now. And then
look up above there. And
right there.
there's the
Hey, now
vehicle
we hear it
right
again
now.
because it's on the other side. So all of those crazy things. I mean, you could literally chart down every single loop that the vehicle does, and have a mountain of things to write down on each loop. Now, you know how much each one of those little elements has to do with it. Who knows? But what I'm saying is, like, when the vehicle drives this way, you can literally prove that it's the same vehicle. Because remember when there was people that said when the vehicle pulls in here, it's not the same vehicle behind 500 Queen Road. You remember how many people said that? Well, being able to see in the reflection of these lights right here virtually prove that the vehicle, I mean, you could take it where if you went to 34104 right there. Now let's just do this, just for the hell of it. Right when it disappears, let's see how accurate this is. So there's the headlight. That's when it's up above.
So that's 33906. It travels
That's it.
behind 500 Queen Road.
And once it disappears, let's write down the time.
And then at
Right light.
33935,
And then it goes right there. So right around 33908. You see that time right there? 33908. So now we're going to go to the actual surveillance footage over here. And we're going to go to that particular, so it was 33908. So let's see what time it was back here. Well, look at that. 33907. And there it is, 8 turning, and that's why we couldn't see the light anymore. Can I get a boom? You see how that's amazing? You can literally track the car from that reflection to there, proving it's the same car going all the way around. Yeah. All right. See, I think shit like that's cool. Now, you can sit there and watch somebody pretending there's night vision, or you can literally go like, wow, this is interesting. You can figure shit out. Yeah. Isn't that cool, though, right there? Just that little thing. Like, you can go to the damn reflection in the window. Up there. What time is it? 3:39:08. Just before that. Watch. There it was. And it's at the very end. That's literally a perfect reflection of the Queen Road. And then it disappeared. And let's just see if we can, like, right as it's turning right there. And that would be 3:39:08. And that's exactly what we have in this one. If we rewind it, there it is. Coming around, and 3:39:08 right there. And then it turns, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? The videos of the girl in the hotel who froze in the freezer. Oh, Kanika Jenkins. Yeah, I mean, that was similar. That's where that case is where I really got good at surveillance, because I worked with so much of it. I just sat there, and then after that, I try to get as much surveillance as I can in cases when they exist, and then I try to use it to put things together. Kylie Rodney's The Case is what got me into Gray's channel. I legit feel like he saw what happened. Right. I think we did. I mean, we saw the... You know, they discovered where the car was found, right? And so we knew where the car was found, in the water, right? But what we did was we took this... If you're new to the channel, there was this fire camera that they had. And the fire camera just filmed the lake from a distance, and it literally filmed, and it was stored on a server out there. And it showed, you could go back historically, and that night you could see all these lights moving around, pretty much in the darkness, but it mentioned how it filmed. You could see the reflection of a lake in the darkness. And apparently that was exactly the same spot. So what I did was I went later in the day, found a completely daylight version of the same video, and then just took a still frame of that and then overlaid it on top of what people were looking at, and you see Kylie Rodney's car drive off the end of like a peninsula or whatever the hell you want to call it, and you see the car go into the water, floats in the water, and then sinks, and the light diminishes, and she ended up drowning in that car. So there was no conspiracy or anything like that. But even to this day, these nut jobs still are, you know, it's just these people, I mean, it's unreal. I wonder if I could find the original. Let me look in my old folder over here. That'd be kind of cool. See how less stressful it is once we finally reach the goals and stuff? You know? It's just... Used to always easy without having to try, so that's the thing. All right, I'm going to try to look for it. Kylie. Stream settings. Yeah. I'm trying to do a search on here. It's Keili, right? In this old folder. I want to see if we can find that original, like, camera shot that we had. Anna Kepner case. I know. Why aren't they doing that? It seems kind of ludicrous that they haven't charged the sun yet. It's oh, did you? Yeah, it's pretty creepy, isn't it? Oh, it's Y. Okay, that's right. I know it was K-E-I. That's right. K-E-L-Y. That's right. And then it was Rod. The last name had the I in it. Okay. I knew there was something that... Well, it's looking through this mountain. I have so many... Like, if you look in here, see this thing over here, you guys? These archives. Like, that's from 2020, 2021, 23, and it goes all the way down to 2025. And, you know, recently, it keeps getting filled up because of videos. But somewhere in here, you would think, yeah, it's still looking. It's working on it. Looking for Kylie Rodney over here. So we'll see if it finds it. Yeah. Yeah, and you feel like, you know, she must have really struggled to get out of that car, too. She was probably just totally bewildered. But I think my channel was pretty much on the right track the whole time. I remember me and Zoza used to talk about it. You know, of course, you got to listen to, wow, did something happen at the party? It just seemed like she drove away, and maybe we thought she went off like a edge of the road and into the water. But they had, you know what's incredible too? On that same fire camera, there was a time on the video, and it matched the time the phone quit pinging exactly. So that means it's underwater and can't ping anymore. It was really crazy. Hey, well, thanks, Bad Juju. I really appreciate your support in here and creating that little challenge that you did there. It helps out quite a bit. Those really help out a lot. It helps maybe get some other people engaged a little bit too, you know. Man, this is what year was that case? 2020? No, it must have been 2022, I think, because it was the same time as Koberger. It was like just before Koberger, I think. Let me see if I go like this. How about right there? Okay, nothing in that one. No. Wow. Ah, I thought that was going to happen. Let me go to that last one again. That's weird. I wonder if that's just lost out there somewhere. Let me just try the whole thing again. Or maybe it's in a different folder somewhere. Like I don't know, maybe I'll try it just out here. This PC. Look at that one's almost empty there. Alright, let's just see. I'll leave this over to the side and see if it ends up finding something yet somewhere. It's got to be out there. I think it is 2022, yeah, because I remember it went Kylie Rodney, and then straight into Koberger. Like right out. That was why that was one of the best, like 2-month periods I've ever had right there on the show. It's pretty interesting. Yep. And then it was August, and then it seems like it went right. And then it wasn't just that. It was Kylie Rodney, and then what was that lady's name that burnt herself? What was her name? It went right into that, and then Kober. It was like just crazy 3 cases in a row that were pretty big, you know. So it was Kylie Rodney, and then what the hell was her name? You guys remember what I'm talking about in Georgia? The lady that she burned herself. No, she burned herself alive down in the... She went to like a store, bought some stuff, and then went down there, and everybody thought the daughter did something. You guys know what I'm talking about. So it's the case that I said that she took her own life, and everybody argued with me. Come on, you guys know that one. Man, how come you guys don't remember this? If Zozo was here, she'd remember. It's not Regina Santos. Why do you keep typing that in? I just explained it. It's not her. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there she is. Her name is... I got it right here on the screen. 59-year-old office worker, smoke inhalation. Collier, right there. See? Susan Collier, wasn't that her name? Yeah. Right there. Remember her? That was crazy. So I think this happened. Yeah, see, 2022. So I guess that says February 2023, but I'm pretty sure, like if you did, well, her name isn't Susan, it's something else. Debbie. There it is. Okay, let's do that again. Debbie Collier. And let's see, if you look in here, yeah, September. See how that all worked out? It was Kylie Rodney, and then September 2022 was Debbie Collier, and then Idaho 4 was November of 2022. So 3 massive cases all in a row. Isn't that wild? I mean, it was just like this. And for some reason, they were massive because they were kind of mysteries. Like nobody knew what the hell was happening. I remember they had trials on Jessica Chambers. I made a little short video on that because it was one of the dumbest juries I've ever seen in my life. They just kept coming in, and they weren't unanimous, but they said they had a result. And they said, all right, we find him guilty. And then they pull the jury, and they go, no, I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with that. So they sent him back in. They came back out again. Okay, yeah, we find him guilty. Or it was either innocent or guilty. It doesn't really matter. And then the jury's like, it might have been innocent, actually. And then the jury goes, no, I didn't agree with that. Yeah, we didn't say that. And then the judge was just dumbfounded. I mean, who the hell was this foreman in that case? It was unreal. Let me see if I can find that little video that I made. What was the name of that again? Jessica Chambers. Let's see. Yeah, that video from the day has 5,354 views. Yeah, it's not too bad. 96% likes, you know. I think it has more views than that, though. Let's see, 'cause that's what shows on YouTube. It's got 5,900 views, a gain of 11 subscribers, and still getting 304 views an hour. So, that, can't say that that's crappy. It's not great, but it's not. Okay. So what was that? Jessica Chambers. Yeah. Look at this. We got to play this thing. This thing is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Here, let's do. All right, I'm gonna talk to you today about a. That's my old. This is from 8 years ago. What's the date on this thing? Look at that, October. It's on my birthday, for God's sakes. Look at that, October 16th, 2017, which is the same year as the Delphi case, and I think after or like during Kanika Jenkins, still covering that. All right, but listen to my crazy voice that I had. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Look at that though, 8 years ago though. Wow, it's actually more than 8 years ago. All right, I'm going to talk to you today about a verdict in a case. Still pretty similar. It's not even about the results. It's about how the verdict was presented. It's never. I don't think anybody's ever seen this before. Okay, this is the Jessica Chambers
views.
Case.
It's pretty good.
Case about a. Did it make? Let's see what the revenue was on that. 94,000 views and made 2 cents. You know what? I probably didn't monetize it. Is it even monetized? How many? I did have ad slots, but for some reason, no, that was recently. What was the all-time? Let me look at that again. Then we'll play it. I just want to see what this says. Was that all time? Let's see. How about life? Since uploaded, I made $351. That's terrible for 94,000 views. That's what was the engagement on it? Average watch time 6 minutes and 55 seconds. Okay. And then, hey, thanks M10. M10. All right, here I'm going to talk to you today about a verdict in a case. This is the dumbest thing you've ever seen in your life, you guys. Watch this. The results. It's about how the verdict was presented. It's never. I don't think anybody's ever seen this before. Okay, this is the Jessica Chambers case, a case about a woman who was a young woman who was killed by being burned to death in Louisiana, and this is a few years back, but they finally had arrested somebody, gone to trial, and the verdict came in today, and it's absolutely insane. Okay, this video is from Law News. They have a great Facebook page and a website out there that you can watch all live trials on. So they posted this. I seemed so rusty back then. Unbelievable. I don't think anybody's ever. I've never seen this happen before. And I guess it shows why they actually poll the jury. Okay, that must be a reason why they do that, because this is insane. All right, so the judge will start off here with his typical, no outbursts, so forth comments, and then we get into what is, he starts asking the foreman questions, and you'll just, it's shocking. Okay, this fits right into my narrative that I've noticed lately that. There's just, our society is getting, less and less intelligent as a whole. And who doesn't think that more now? It's even worse. It's, you guys, look at it. 8 years ago, I was saying the same thing. See, I'm consistent. All the time. And, I do videos for different cases. I see the conspiracy theories. And even when you
I think it was
explain to them
Louisiana.
logically that they can't be right, they still believe it. And I always get nervous that these same people will serve on a jury at some point. And I actually say that. And here's exactly why. All right, now let's just watch this play out. It's insane.
And you will face the penalty of contempt. So please remember this is a court of law. I would expect you to dignify that as best you can. I understand that this has been a very emotional time for families and loved ones in this case. I understand all that very perfectly. This court has a heart like any other person. And I understand both sides, both families that are involved and friends. I understand all of that. At the same time, I'm going to ask you and remind you about these court proceedings accordingly. All right, if you bring the jury in, please.
That's Jessica Chambers. Everybody's seen that.
I've been told that the jury's reached a verdict. Is that correct?
Oh, they reached a verdict. Yes.
Did you all select a foreman? All right, sir. Let's see. Mr. Lampkin, is that correct?
That is correct.
All right. I don't need to know what your verdict was, but I just need to know that all 12 jurors agree on that verdict.
Yes, sir, we did.
All right. Would you?
All right. So did you hear that? He said yes. They all agreed on the verdict.
They all agree.
Okay. So the judge.
You heard that, right, you guys?
So everything's moving on smoothly at this point.
You hand the verdict, please, to the court, to the clerk. Excuse me.
Did you guys all agree? Yes, we did.
Sir?
You said we all agreed on that verdict. We did.
All 12. The verdict has to be unanimous. So all 12 did not agree on the verdict. Is that what you're telling me, sir?
Yeah, I can agree he was in.
Can you believe that? So the foreman says, "Yep, we all agreed," and and then someone says, "No, we didn't all agree." Whoa, what's going on here? And it's a total nightmare. And here's what's the scary part about this is if that guy hadn't interrupted and said, "Hey, we didn't all agree," the verdict would have been read. Okay, it turns out that this guy was going to present a not guilty verdict. Okay, to
The foreman.
the accused. He
Was
was going to
gonna do
say
it.
not guilty, and that guy would have been really ecstatic. But then, as soon as the judge would poll the jury,
Meaning the accused.
they would have said, "No, I didn't agree with that," and then that guy would have been even more devastated.
Not that it matters.
Okay?
I mean,
this
he's a killer.
is
But
absolutely ridiculous. Listen to how it actually turns out, though.
All right. I'll ask you to step back into the jury room, please. Pass the verdict, please, to the clerk that you have in your hand.
so now he's
Give them
sending
the
him
jury
back.
instruction back.
So he's sending it. He's now sending them back to the jury room, you guys, to like rediscuss it because they weren't all unanimous. That's what you do in the jury room.
All right, court will meet with counsel in chambers.
Okay, so the video is going to skip ahead to, I think, when the jury comes back in. Hold on.
All right, bring the jury in, please. Once again, I've been informed that the jury has reached a verdict. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I need to ask you if that verdict represents the considered judgment of all 12 jurors. In other words, is it unanimous?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, has that verdict been recorded on a separate sheet of paper?
Yes, Your Honor.
Or would you pass it to the clerk, please?
Well, this time it makes it to the judge. Now he's going to read it.
Will the clerk please read the verdict?
We, the jury, find the defendant, Quentin Burdell Tellis, not guilty of capital murder.
All right.
Okay, so did you hear that? He was found not guilty of capital murder. So he did feel the sense of excitement this time around. You know?
And I don't really give a shit
I don't really
about that,
care
but-
about him feeling excitement.
Right,
it's
there you
just...
go. See, I said
This
that back
is the
then. See,
craziest thing
I'm
you've ever
consistent.
heard, and I'm going to keep playing this so you can actually listen. Watch
Listen to this.
Any request of counsel?
Yes, sir. Request of Jerry B. Poe.
All right. I need to know this, no, thank you. It's been requested that the jury be polled. In other words, I'm going to start down here. I'm going to ask each one of you if that is your verdict. You just need to tell me yes or no, okay? All right. Ms. Martin?
Not guilty.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Madison?
Not guilty.
McGee?
Guilty. I mean, I'm sorry.
Mr. Lampkin?
Guilty.
Mr. Johnson?
Jackson.
Jackson? I'm sorry, it says Johnson. All right, Mr. Johnson.
I already heard a
Thank you.
guilty in there.
Ms. Felder?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Goss? Ms. Boyd? Is that a yes, ma'am? All right. Mr. Jones?
Guilty.
Mr. Coleman?
Guilty.
Mr. McKinley?
Guilty.
Mr. Bullock?
Yeah, there was like 6 guilties in
So
there. 7.
the
maybe.
thing is already, we already know it's bogus. You have to have a unanimous decision, either guilty or not guilty, for there to be a verdict. Okay, but as you're listening, you hear people saying guilty. Guilty. All right? The only thing this could be at
It's
this point
crazy.
is a mistrial.
It's ridiculous.
All right, meaning a hung jury. They couldn't come up with a decision, so it's going to be a mistrial. But the foreman twice came back and said, not guilty.
Like you said, it was
Okay,
unanimous.
I don't know what kind of clowns or what's going on in society right now, but this is insane. Listen to this.
Ms. Bullock, excuse me. All right.
It was actually, you know what's weird? It was like 8-4 guilty. Like it was even more the other way.
I'm way misunderstanding here.
I can't, I was having trouble hearing. All right. You may approach. It's very important we understand what your response is. And so I'm going to ask you to
let's do this
speak
again.
loudly so that I can hear you. The verdict that I have recorded here is we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. So I'm going to ask you, Ms. Gauze, is not guilty your verdict?
Yes. Yes.
Boyd.
Are you asking?
I'm asking you if you voted not guilty.
I voted guilty.
You voted guilty.
See, she was so
right.
stupid, she didn't know
Mr.
the answer to
Jones.
that.
I voted guilty.
All right. Mr. Coleman.
I voted guilty.
All right. Mr. McKinley.
I voted guilty.
Ms. Bullock.
I voted guilty.
All right. Ms. Martin.
I'm not guilty.
All right. Ms. Madison.
I voted guilty.
All right. Mr. McGee.
Not guilty.
Mr. Lampkin.
Guilty.
Mr. Johnson.
Jackson.
Not guilty. Ms. Felder. All right.
It's like 7-4.
May I see the jury
For
instructions,
guilty,
please?
for God's sakes. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so not only was he not guilty, the vote was, I think I got it down 8-3, which is 11.
Maybe it was
It seems like
8-3,
there's
yeah.
usually 12, but
I think it was
Something was missing
7-5,
there.
actually.
8-3 guilty. All right, so there was holdouts for him being
7-4,
not guilty,
yeah.
and somehow the clown, who's the foreman, said not guilty. I mean, hello. I mean, this is incredible.
Isn't this
Now
incredible?
The
for you
judge
guys?
has to go back over and
Like, it
say,
makes me angry
"Listen,
listening
idiots,
to it."
You have to go back, and these are the rules here. Okay, they just don't get it. This stuff is so standard that it seems like if you just are awake in society, you know how this works. Jesus.
It is very important
brain
that
cell.
you all try again to reach a verdict, all right? Obviously, there's a split between you all as to the verdict in this case. I'm going to read you the instruction again. give you some more time to deliberate. I don't know why the verdict was recorded as it was.
Right, exactly.
I know. I get that. You don't know why. The reason is because it's
They're
hard to
idiots.
realize that there's people that dumb in society. Right?
Hey, that's pretty good, right? Let's play that.
Hard to
again.
realize that there's people.
Listen to that. Listen to that. Like he says, I don't know why.
Time to deliberate. I don't know why the verdict was recorded as it was.
I know. The reason is because it's hard to realize that there's people that dumb in society. Right? It's hard to know why, because there really isn't a good answer for it.
But at any rate, I'm going to ask you to go back, consider your verdict, deliberate, and please record your verdict accurately, all right? I know that it is possible for honest men and women to have honest, different opinions about the facts of a case. But if it is possible to reconcile your differences of opinion and decide this case, then you should do so. Accordingly, I remind you that the court originally instructed you that the verdict of the jury must represent the considered judgment of each juror. It is your duty as jurors to consult with one another and to deliberate in view of reaching an agreement. If you can do so.
Okay, so basically after this, the judge orders them to go back, and they deliberated for some time after that, and then they came back with, let's just go right to that. I'll make this bigger so you can see it. And here's what they came back with.
Jury's ready to report, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's been reduced to writing?
Yes, Your Honor.
How would you hand it to the bailiff, please? Clerk will read the verdict, or the report, I should say.
We, the jury, cannot unanimously make a verdict of guilty or not guilty for the defendant, Quentin Verdell Tellis.
Hey, they did it right, everybody! Yeah! Wow!
And that's it. Hallelujah! They finally got it right.
Look at I'm the same, man. After 8 years, I feel the same.
I don't think anybody's ever seen this before. At least I haven't. But it must have occurred because that's why the jury is being told. Or sometimes they just want to get a feel of how it was going back there. So they told them. But I've never seen it where he actually pulls them and it's like they completely change their mind.
You know what's weird is, like, I could see it happening once, but for them to come back a second time, but even once is ridiculous. Like, I've never even seen that happen in my life. It happens twice in there. Who are these people? Anyway, it was absolutely crazy, wasn't it? All right. Well, anyways, you guys, I think that's gonna do it. I still haven't been able to find any where the Kylie Rodney stuff is. It's weird. I don't know if it's in some kind of... I'm going to have this thing over here searching all night. We'll see what happens. Anyways, what do you guys think of that? Wasn't that insane? It was entertaining because it's just so freaking stupid. You know, you guys would probably think it would be entertaining if we went back and watched some of my old Delphi debunking videos. Hey, let me find one of those. All right, screw it. You guys you'll like these, especially the one with pareidolia. That one's great. You guys interested in that? Let's see. I think I have to use that. Let's see, Delphi debunk. Seems like I had a whole playlist of those. Let me see, where are those? How do you find stuff like that? Man, I think I do have a playlist. Let's see. Isn't there like got so many playlists, right? Oh, there's Chris Watts. Oh boy, 2018. Molly Tibbetts, Luis Coleman, Dyatlov Pass, Lumberton. Yeah, we did. Yeah, remember Lumberton? We got to go back over that one of these days. That one was sweet. I mean, not sweet, but it was interesting. Then remember Jed Hall with that wacko YouTuber guy, whatever the hell his name was. And then Allison Watterson. That was 2020. Jersey Girl murders, LaSalle Street murders, Prisma Reyes, Molly Tibbetts murder trial, Angela Freeman, the Martin family, missing Naomi Irion. Oh, that one was one of our best ones too. That's where I used the shadow analysis to determine that that the truck came by much later than people were thinking. God, you guys were lucky, you know? Yeah, remember Jed Hall? Oh, there's Kylie Rodney. The playlist. So what happens? Do I just click on it and... Yeah, so right here's all the Kylie Rodney clips. I don't know why that one's in there. But yeah. Kylie Rodney's, that one was... Yeah, so there's two different fire cameras, actually, that caught it. This which one? One of the videos had like a ton of views. Maybe they don't have as much as I thought they had, though. But they're all better than most of the ones I have now. Kylie Rodney found. Kylie Rodney removed. And then there was, scrolling down, this one had 36,000 views.
This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. Immediately.
Oh, remember that, my old intro? Listen to my old intro, you guys. Listen.
This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
That was so good. Oh, man. That was awesome. Let's see. Oh, so this must be... I think this might be the other camera. No, it's the right one.
Oh.
So I think it's at 12. There it is. That's the vehicle right there.
That is a bit of a distance, so it doesn't make it mean that she made a really hard turn, but she definitely...
So see that little little outlet or whatever you call that?
You know, that is a bit of a distance, so it doesn't make it...
She goes into the water. And there it is right there, off the edge there.
Just go into the water.
And that's using...
over here. I'll scrub it back and forth.
A daylight over the top of dark. You couldn't see shit.
It's really obvious. Let's see. So in their hands. Well, and there's no more headlights going.
And see, look at that. That's right when the
headlights are
phone lost.
Water, or they're facing
quit pinging right there at 12:33.
Over here that we can't see them.
Because as you can see,
Isn't that wild?
they seem to be continually moving to the right, but about right at 3312, maybe 3318 here, 38, it's under the water.
And there it is. See that?
It only took about
That's
a minute
crazy.
20 for the car to sink
You know, there's also this
under the water.
let me
Pretty
go back
crazy,
to
but
that.
when you watch those videos that are online of cars going under the water and how to escape, that's
the
exactly.
Donner camera.
This video contains subject matter that may.
Hey, thanks so much, Chris O'Connell. So this is the other camera.
While I was on my guest on other. And this is on August. It's to the water. Right in this spot, right there.
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Is where a car went in. See, there's.
Let me see. That's gonna be it, right?
And look at me. It's right here. I mean, exactly where the vehicle would have gone into the water. And again, if you scroll back, watch the light on the bank. See here.
See, look over here.
Here's
It's pretty
Kylie's
cool.
car coming. She's definitely in the vehicle. And see how the light traverses
So you can
around
actually.
the bank? It does that little short.
I remember when we were going over this, I could figure out how Kylie's car was moving because of the. On this far bank, you could see the headlights moving. So look over there. Watch this when they
Gone into the water.
over here. Watch over here.
And again, if you scroll back, watch the light on
See
the
that?
bank.
Boom.
See here.
So a hard
Here's
turn to
Kylie's
right.
car coming. She's definitely in the vehicle.
Boom.
And see how the light traverses around the bank? It does that little short left again, and then
Yeah.
some
Yeah, that was
side,
crazy.
and there's water.
So that was like there was 2 cameras that did that, if you can believe that. That's nuts. We got some trolls in here. No, they just asked me to be on the show the other day, Arnold. You're an idiot. Okay. And maybe there is less people because of people like you. Yeah. They all say the same thing, right? Peeling all at once. Oh, wow, jeez. Yeah, I don't care if that lady has... I mean, it sucks that people want to watch garbage like that, but yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's right. That's kind of almost like the beginning of that, Zozo. Yeah, I think you're right about that. That's like the time... That's right when it all just kind of went to hell. Where people like Jules can exist. You know, absolute garbage, YouTube. Fake. Everything they say is completely false. There's nothing accurate on that channel, but people watch it. Sad. Oh, look at that. I just saw my Cheryl Coker. That one, man, that's... Man, what the hell's going on in that case? Jesus. I actually got interviews in that one. Cheryl Coker, 7-year. No, it's still active. October 2nd. What happened? And we know the husband is the one that did it. What's the other one? Remember the other one where that lady shot on the highway? And that one's obvious too, but she's driving down the freeway. That was right around the same time. Wait, what was that? Delphi. Call-in shows. Alec Murdoch. Gabby Petito. That was another one we did good stuff in that one. You know, when you looked at these cases, a lot of them had the conspiracy nutters. And we didn't, and we were right. Oh yeah, so I was looking for the debunking. So let's see if I can find. I found the debunking videos. They're right here. It's called Abby and Libby, Delphi, Indiana debunk of, you know, whatever the hell it is. Bullshit. Where's the one that had popcorn in it? Oh, I think I put stuff in there. Let's see. Delphi. These are all 8 years ago. And some of these shouldn't be in there, I don't think.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. They're all the same, man. The same garbage, different day. It's amazing.
Hello, this is... If you're somebody who doesn't know anything about video compression, in this area, image compression artifacts, and it's exactly the same. I mean, look at that. See the blurriness?
Maybe is it this one?
Hooray for the...
This disturbing image. And could there be a tantalizing clue in this poignant last photograph
Remember,
taken
Inside
of 13-year-old Abigail Williams
Inside
by her
Edition.
best friend? Look, in the distance, some see a shadowy figure.
Wow. Hooray for the sensationalism. Good job there, Inside Edition. I'm sure, however, in their defense, they were just probably lingering on a Facebook post somewhere, saw the excitement that people got and by looking at that image, and so they thought they'd just put it in their video to get people really like, wow, geez, look at that, whoa. Okay, but in reality, there's nobody there. All right, so let's get started analyzing this image. I lightened up the image that has Abby in it, and Libby's the one that took the photograph. She's on platform number 3, and there's one right there. If you notice,
I don't know if you guys would be interested in this. I'm trying to find the one that the one with the dog and the. It's pretty good. I don't know where it is. Maybe that one.
this is debunk video number 5. We are going to debunk
dog and 2 suspects.
And can't disprove factually, but can strongly suggest that it's not true. Okay. And some folds here. You got the straight line coming down.
Yeah, they said that was a dog. See that? That was the head, and then those are the paws, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the head of the dog. And then what I said was, well, they don't outline. That's a cartoon. Like, you don't outline the dog. You know, and it was huge. Everybody kept saying the same crap over and over again. Here, I'll put the, I should put the playlist down there. You guys can check it out if you want. Try here. This really old stuff. Right there. It's wild, man. Remember I did these a long time ago, years ago. Look at, isn't that crazy? I got him exactly where he's supposed to be in the video, and I did 3 frames of him walking 7 years ago. It's nuts. I had him exactly where he was supposed to be on there. Look at the lines on there, absolutely perfectly lined up. Oh, hey, I found the a folder popped up with Kylie. Look at that, right there. After all that searching, where is it? Yeah, these are the same ones. Open folder location. It's in G in 2022. There it is. Huge folder. I don't know if it's all in there or not. But yeah, at least found something. It's out there somewhere. Who knows? Man, I wish I could find that one. It was pretty funny. Yeah, some of these are just absolutely in the wrong folders. Well, no, I guess that's him. Thank you. Wow, that was a live stream. Oh, look at there's Blue. Look at that. And I'm 7 years younger. Anyways, that's pretty funny. All right, you guys. My hair's different. Yeah, there was Blue there. That was kind of made me sad for a second. All right. Well, anyways, thank you for everybody who's here tonight. Thank you to Linda Howell, Wild Bill Wassman. Linda Howell, 72 months. I think Zozo's like 70. Then we have Wild Bill Wassman, Marine Co., Richard Watts, Stephen Connerly. Then we have Chris Stew, Marine Co., gifted 5. Then Wild Bill Wassman. Then Martin... Let's see, Martin Never something or other. Hey, thanks again there, Marty. And then Marine Co. again, and then Martin. And then Marine Co. gifted 5. Then Wild Bill Wassman. Chris O'Connell gifted 5, 15. Then a super chat, and then 10 more, which is 25. And then we had gifted 1. And then we had Wild Bill Wassman again. Thanks, Wild Bill. Wild Bill sent me some cool fishing stuff the other day. And Chris O'Connell again, gifted a couple. Then we have Marine Co., Lisa Valenzuela, Bad Juju, Sassy Squatch, Vicky Anderson, and then Chris O'Connell gifted 5 more. Thank you so much for your generosity there, Chris O'Connell. Appreciate it. And then I gifted 5 because of you guys, and then Christy, and then M10, and then Chris O'Connell did 5 again. I mean, that's just incredible. Well, actually, she did 5, and then Marty did 1. I had to scroll up. I couldn't see the name. So there you go. Well, thanks, Marty. Very cool. Appreciate all of you guys. It's amazing. You know, maybe I should just figure out that maybe my shows just start off bad these days. You know? I guess. I don't know. That's what it feels like, though. For like a first hour and a half, it's just like, you know, it's crazy. So I think we definitely got to the goal, beat it a little bit. Maybe that'll help make up for one of those other days. We had 2 days that were just like really low. So hopefully that'll make up for those, and we're back on track again. And maybe my video will have actually today, maybe it'll make like $45. I can deal with that. If it makes 4, it's not worth making a video. It takes hours, you know. Yeah, check out the replay. Yeah. We went over like maybe possible places where Koberger, because it turns out if you missed the beginning of the show, that I sent an email to the prosecutor, haven't heard back from him, but I know that somebody else that actually speaks with the prosecutor. They were told that the 244 video surveillance of the white car in Pullman is not Brian Koberger's vehicle. They weren't going to use it at trial. It was in the probable cause, so they did have those clips, and I have those clips, but I think I need to remove them from my surveillance video. Like they're not part of the case. I mean, I guess I could leave them there and just say these turned out not to be, or something. I don't know. Because it is part of the overall case, like, they were mentioned in the probable cause, and maybe I could just, play it and then put like an X or something on it, and I don't know. I'm just saying for future reference. I don't know. Yeah, it was cool. Now, these trolls always come in. They say the same thing every time. And it is true, you know. There's people out there that have completely fake, bogus content, lying to their viewers every single day, and they get thousands of people watching. And when I do shows, I get 150 because it's not the same thing, you know. People want to see that there's hope of, hey, we can get this guy off. Ooh, yeah, there's something more. Things just don't seem right. Things aren't right here. There's something that just doesn't add up. How many times have you guys heard that? Yeah, some of those really old ones. Yeah, you go back like 6 years ago. 5, especially from 2020 on, you know, I would think. I think some of the, when we were doing Molly Tibbetts was pretty good. We nailed that one too. I mean, what case did we just screw up where we didn't have it? It's hard to find one of those. You know what I mean? Like, and even in ones that we were sort of off at the beginning, we get back on track when new information comes out. But which one was, is there any one that we just, oh man, the whole time it just didn't quite get it? I can't name one. I'm hysterical, Chris O'Connell said. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think it was a pretty decent night. There's a lot of different people helping out and stuff, so that's cool. Thank you, M10, for your gifting memberships and your super chats, etc. You know, Wild Bill Wassman's always helping out, getting things started. And Marine Co. tonight, and everybody else. Thank you. Very cool. Do most of these ProBurger YouTube channels truly believe? I don't know. I think they're intentionally lying to their viewers because they know what satiates their viewers. I'm sort of just appalled that there's that many people that want to see that kind of stuff, because it's not true at all. And you know, there's multiple YouTubers. I'll say them. Jules, she's absolutely putting out false information, inaccurate information for views. Everything is a conspiracy. Everything means something else. And, you know, it works. It sells. People like it. And, you know, what do you do? And then there's that new guy, whatever the hell his name is, putting out night vision shots by putting green tint on video. There's nothing of value to that at all. He told everybody that the Wide Elantra video is actually looped video. It's the same shot over and over again. And then I made a debunking video about it after talking about it on my show. Then he deleted the video because he knew it was bullshit. And it just goes on and on and on and on. I know. What do I do about it, Zozo? Like, it's hard to make it. You know, this is really tough right now. You know? And I don't know, man. I just don't know how to, you know, get to a point, because there's so many people, and it seems like people gravitate towards the intrigue, the, oh wow, it's a conspiracy, and then the rest of us just sit here and, you know, I wish there was about 10 times as many of you guys. You know, the ones use their brains and they work. See, I've been talking to you about this for a long time too, you know, and this is what I've been seeing. And that's sort of why I sort of need to cover a lot of the bigger cases, just to at least get some people in here. Because we've seen nights where I've covered a cold case from 1968 that's really interesting, and there'll be like 78 people. And that part sucks too. So now I'm just really, it's really tough. Yeah, well, you saw what that jury did, right? They are. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's just, We need just sort of another case that I can get in there and make videos about. And yes, Court TV just asked me, I don't know, last week if I wanted to be on for the younger kid, like the missing children or something, and I actually had other plans on the show for later, but I couldn't do it. Maybe that's what I should do. What do you think? Because I remember I suggested doing debunking videos. All right, okay. Well, hey Zozo, as long as you're writing it off, because I remember suggesting that one time, and you said I don't know, but it seems like I need to, you know. I need to do it. I think it's sort of done because what do you do? Allow people to just kind of keep spreading false information? Hey, I know where that comes from, Jack Ested. It comes from a Star Trek episode where Kirk, they were on this planet, and Kirk said, love and peace. Peace, hope, humanity. These are the things that make us human. We sought you out. Our mission is still one apiece. We sought you out. Our mission is still one apiece. Let's see. All right. Okay, you guys. All right. Well, why don't you guys send me stuff that you know is complete bullshit, and then I'll debunk it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Zozo. Remember that? But now, do you think it might... now it just doesn't matter, right? Like, who cares, right? Maybe we can talk about it on Facebook or something. Conspiracies from the beginning of the case. It's exhausting. All right, man. That's the new mission. I should buy a pair of night vision goggles, and you know, I don't know. All right, you guys, you better watch them, share them. No thanks, Jack is dead, but hey, cool, thanks for asking. Jack, I think that you have one of those names that if you read it out loud is probably a bad word. Let's see. I'm not even sure what you're saying. All right. Well, if you guys see something that's just like, oh, that's ludicrous, send me a video, and I'm gonna just start churning these suckers out, man. Yeah, maybe try to do one a day on top of the cool stuff. Let's check out, before I leave, I guess, maybe we can look at my video from today. We'll see how it did. I don't think it did too bad. You know, by the way, have you guys ever seen the movie Tombstone? I think Val Kilmer, it was absolutely incredible in that movie. Like, he should have got an Oscar for that. I mean, Val Kilmer, and also, you know, Kurt Russell, and hell, even what was his name, David Bean or whatever his name is, that was in Aliens. That guy was great too. But man, I mean, Val Kilmer, that might be the best movie he ever made. He is absolutely incredible. I keep watching that over and over again. I'm your Huckleberry. God, he's just the greatest. Unreal, man. What was I going to look up just now? You guys remember? I got so into thinking about that again. Oh, my video. Okay. YouTube Studio. Oh, I'm your Huck. And then remember when he meets him out for the duel, and he says, "I'm your Huckleberry" again, and he goes, "I was just kidding around." I wasn't. Jesus, that guy's just cold as shit, man. I mean, don't you think he should have got an Oscar for that? He was unbelievable. They said he actually stayed in, like he lived that person the entire time, and it was just a horrendous production. Like they got rid of one director, started all over again. It just went, it was just garbage. But man, did that turn out amazing. I'm your Huckleberry. Oh man, unreal. That was so good. Yeah. All right, here's today's video. All right, let's see where we're at. Right now it's at 5,600 views. Not terrible, you know. But it's actually at 6,200 when you go here. And 1,400 watch hours, not bad, and plus 11 subscribers. And let's see, the last 60 minutes has got 240. So it's dying down, but it's still, you know, 243 an hour. You know, not terrible. And then maybe tomorrow it'll get a few. So I guess it's not bad. Let's see what the comments are underneath it. Let's see. There are 231 comments. That's always good. But only 460 likes. How shitty is that? Man, that's just unreal. Yeah, you knew that guy was a troll from the get-go, didn't you? Let's see. Down here, it's I think Koberger is the likely perp. No, he isn't likely at all. He, in fact, is the killer by all facts and his own admission. Thank you very much. Let's see. And it says right here, yet at the same time, I can understand the perspective of those whose doubts are amplified by the confession requiring absolutely zero corroboration. Yeah, that's bullshit. Starting around 2026 mark, turn on captions and it sounds like yelling. Jesus. Guilty as charged. Rotten hell, BK. Feels like this spot sounds like a lot of commotion from 1122 King Road. You missed all the screaming at 227. No, I didn't, clown. We went over the entire thing the other night. Yes, women can scream. I mean, women sometimes scream while drinking and hanging out with friends, just like guys yell. The timing shows. Okay, forget. I don't even care. I'm not going to keep going. Next one is, and this situation is why I recommend people have an Alexa Echo or Google Nest in their residence, because if anyone had thought about it, they could have stated, "Hey Google, call 911." Oh, Jesus, that's just stupid. Hey Google, call 911. Who's in the hell wants to yell, "Hey Google," when somebody's chasing you with a knife? It looks like Bill Thompson just wanted to ditch the case. Thank you, Gray, for excellent overlay. It's very clear. It's so crazy to watch the clock tick the 2 minutes before he drives away. He definitely had time to get out of the clothing. Yeah, exactly. That's I've done many videos on that. I thought Murphy could have been hanging out with Xana waiting for the DoorDash. Sure. Yeah. Good work, Gray. This is amazing. Alley Cake said, thanks, Gray. Shame the Koberger feeling homicidal didn't do the right thing and take... Oh, jeez. Sure. What was the loud thud at 417? Well, I answered. The loud thud is Xana being attacked and hitting the nightstand next to her bed. Anyway, some good comments in there, sure. Yeah. Hey, Google. Ridiculous. All right, thanks, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys at least had a mildly entertaining time. I wish it wasn't such a struggle early on in the show, but maybe it'll pick up at the later end like it seems to have done lately. I don't know. Who knows? Right. So, all right, send me stuff that you think needs to be debunked. Thank you very much. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being here. It's good seeing Zozo in here for a little longer time. KK, good to see you in here. Haven't seen you in a while. I mean, I've seen you from time to time, but not every day. And thanks everybody for helping support the channel while we go through this time frame where, it's just sort of a struggle. We'll see if we can, like whenever there's big cases, my channel does really well. I get thousands of subs because I cover it better than most of the other people. But when conspiracy, which always happens, becomes a theme in the case, the gravity of viewers gets taken from my channel and they watch those people. And so that's where, and then I have to start over again somewhere else. Now the Delphi case, the Idaho 4, we could still cover it for, a while. We covered it the whole time, but that's just kind of how it works. Okay? That's how it works for me. Now, if I went with those people into the conspiracy realm, I would do great and keep getting subs and subs and subs. But it's just, who wants to do that? It's weird. Yeah, okay. Well, I just want to know what the conspiracies are. You can just send me what the conspiracies that you read about are. Nah, I looked at that. It's just, I don't know. There's just so little information in that one. Like, there's no probable cause or anything like that. It's just the same stuff. I think we looked at it one night. Or at least maybe I built a folder or something. I don't know. I don't know why. That one just never really interested me. I don't think a lot of my viewers watch that one. But anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person
Stupid
that
as being
is
nice.
a
You're an absolute
crime
bull.
dissector, like rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collect, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor. And I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a type of fucking gesture. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody, talk to you later.
So YouTube handle 3 said, debunk that the questioned surveillance wasn't used to establish probable cause for the search warrants. Yeah, here's the thing. It was in there, but it was a very, very insignificant portion of the probable cause. They had his cell phone pinging generally in the southeast portion, and his DNA was found on the knife sheath, and the white Elantra driving around didn't have a fog light on it. And those are the part, it didn't, they didn't talk about the fog light, but they talked about the 2014 to 16 white Elantra driving around. Okay, well, they might have a claim of it, but I've already made a video where I say, listen, it wasn't even going to be used at trial. because it was like, yeah, just a throw in. Hey, there's a vehicle that's consistent with it. You know, it wasn't a big deal, and so these people just want it to be a big deal. Like somehow it makes it so that the Elantra seen after that also isn't the correct one, and yet every single shot after 2:44 in the morning, the Elantra had no fog light, no front license plate. It actually hurt more because now it points out that fact. It was crazy. And the defense knew that. That's why the defense wasn't even going to bring it up because, you know, had it made it to trial with that, the defense might have made a deal out of it. But it never made it. It wasn't going to be part of the trial, and so why would the defense bring it up? You can't argue a probable cause at trial. You might have done a Frank's motion to say, hey, you know, look, the judge was given this. That wasn't, that vehicle wasn't Kohberger's, and would that have affected what the judge ruled? And the answer is no. Basically, the main points were that Brian Kohberger's DNA was found on the knife sheath. And then, therefore, the vehicle driving around, which matches the type he drives, makes that his. And he went to school right near there in Pullman. I mean, it's just, there's so many other things that, I mean, it was such a minor issue. That's really the answer. So anyways, thanks again. Didn't mean to stay on there for extra time there, but thanks for watching. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, it might be an interesting case, you guys. But there's no information on it. So how would you cover it? You talk about it for 30 seconds and then, oh yeah, okay, bye. There's just nothing to discuss in the David case. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we put together the facts of a case and tell you what really happened. Thank you for watching, and until next time, everybody, be safe out there.
Bye. See you around.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I just explained YouTube handle. Listen to what I just said a minute ago. They should have tried a Frank's hearing, but they didn't do it. A Frank's hearing is a hearing that you have when you try to claim that the information in the probable cause was inaccurate and the judge would have decided something different. That small piece of information wasn't enough, so it has absolutely no bearing on anything. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.